News at 6. The news is live on Joe 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. We're also live on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, and including Bederin FM Bumpurugu, Clenham Radio Battle, Gaskia FM Tichiman, and Radio Wawa. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, anti-gay bill lead sponsor Sam George confident of defeating Deputy Majority Leader's 14-point proposal to remove all custodial sentences in the proposed bill.
I am fortified that we have the support of the majority of members, that when this is put, we'll go through this second consideration, nothing else can happen again.
Also, one district, one factory, plantain processing factory in Ashanti Achim left to rot 2 years after commissioning in business.
City's sharp depreciation earlier this month cited as one of the major reasons for expected hike in fuel prices. This morning, we've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, the GJA defenses the decision to blacklist politicians who assault journalists as the president reveals that the Minister for Fisheries, Howard Kumsin, has called for a truce.
She called me personally and ready, in fact, demonstrated a preparedness and readiness to cooperate with the GJE to bring the perpetrators to book.
I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Please stay for details. Let's start from Parliament. Now, lead sponsor of the Proper Sexual Human Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, Sam George, says he is confident campaigners will defeat Deputy Majority Leader's 14-point proposal to remove all custodial sentences in the proposed bill. Therefore, MP Alexander Fenyumarkin yesterday blocked the third reading of the bill, which would have seen it passage today. Listen to excerpts of proceedings on the floor of the House when he tried
to jail a person for his sexuality or her sexuality would not be the solution in maintaining our Ghanaian family values and ensuring proper human sexual rights. Mr. Speaker, in the list, such individuals who get into our jails become worse off. Mr. Speaker, as a law student, in my final year at Makola, upon visiting in Sawom with my colleagues, it became clear that inmates were being sodomized, and that behavioral aspect of our culture that we dislike. I dare say, Mr. Speaker, that will be retrogressive.
But Ningo Pampram MP Sam George questioned whether Ghana's jurisprudence supports non-custodial sentences such as community service.
So even the majority leader, Chairman Sabonsu, does not support the position of his deputy. But again, like I said, this is a personal thing. It's not a party position. And I am fortified that we have the support of the majority of members, that when this is put, we'll go through this second consideration. And after the second consideration, the only thing left is the third reading. Nothing else can happen again.
We stay a while longer in Parliament. Members are demanding urgent measures from government to preserve Ghanaian languages. Delivering a statement on the floor, Deputy Minority Leader Emmanuel Arma Kofi-Boa decried the lack of facilities to teach the Nzema language.
The Mother Ministry of the Bureau of Ghana Language Issues staff the Ga, Akuapem, Infante and Nzema sections of the agency to provide the needed language services and staff the committees. The language committees should be resourced adequately to be functional to meet their mandate. We as a country must take pride in our local languages if we are to protect our culture, tradition and heritage.
Well, MP for North Tongue Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa also argued that failure by the state to act now will make numerous languages go extinct.
A number of languages are on the verge of extinction, and it is a matter that requires urgent national attention. The President, the executive arm, the Minister of Education, the Minister for Culture, Mr. Speaker, it is a matter that we must escalate to the highest of levels.
Also, MP for Ningo Prampram Samuel Nate George pitched in, saying that only 2 Dangme language teachers exist in his constituency.
I made a conscious effort within the first 4 years in office to work with the University of Education Winneba, which had a bachelor's degree in Dangme. And we sponsored children to go and study and get the degree. But Mr. Speaker, that did not solve the problem. You then have the Ghana Education Service post these Dangme teachers to the north or post them to the Ashanti region to go and teach social studies and Bible knowledge when they studied Dangme.
Away from Parliament, for students of the Trinity Star School, it started as a lesson on the kidney and its functions in the body and kidney-related diseases, after which they decided to raise funds to support patients on dialysis who cannot afford to pay for their services. Now, today, the students have donated over 182,000 cedis to the renal dialysis unit of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. Listen to some of them.
My name is Selikem Chega, and I attend Trinity School. I got to know about dialysis during a science lesson. We were learning about the kidney as part of the urinary tract. And then we learned about how people have problems with their kidneys, and we learned that dialysis solves the problem. So somewhere during the term, Mami Stella was trying to figure out a place for us to donate to for Kindness Day, because every year we donate to a charity. And this year she decided to let the children choose. So we went around going to each class asking them for options and where they thought we should go. And 6 out of the 8 classes chose the Korle Bu Dialysis Center. So that's how come we came here. They gave us all sponsorship cards, and every person did their own individual work, and we managed to get all this money for the Korle Bu Dialysis Center. Right now, we are focusing on the pediatric ward of the Korle Bu Dialysis Center, because since we are children, we decided to help the children first and then the adults.
Yourself, how are you feeling?
Feeling very good that I was able to help people.
And you had a child from the Trinity Star School. Now the Ashanti Chimagogo plantain processing factory, funded by the African Development Bank under the government's One District, One Factory initiative, has been abandoned 2 years after its commissioning. Joy News checks indicate the factory, expected to process and export plantain, is covered in weeds and the structure turned into a hideout for hooligans. My colleague Nanabaji Adam has more on this report.
The plantain processing factory, commissioned in 2022, is now covered with weeds. There has been no form of human activity 2 years since its establishment. A careful scrutiny of the facility showed no form of work ongoing. Roofs are peeling off as several offices are left to rot.
Seated on about an acre of land, the processing factory seems complete, but nothing is going on here. A peep through the main production room shows no evidence of industrial machinery.
The beautiful structure has now become a hideout for hooligans. Some residents who spoke to Joy News appealed for government's swift intervention. The last time I passed by the plantain processing factory, I could see nothing going on over there. We plead with government to fasten its work on the plantain processing factory. Farmers here would be happy if the factory is operational.
Well, the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Howard Kumsin, has appealed to the Ghana Journalists Association to reconsider its decision to blacklist her. This plea comes after the GJA directed journalists to refrain from covering her activities after her thugs attacked one of them during the NPP's parliamentary aspirants vetting in Cape Coast. The GJA President Albert Jomfo, speaking on PM Express, stated that blacklisting her has started yielding results as Howard Kumsin reached out for a truce.
And it is working for us, Evans. In a short while, I can tell you that, like you said, we started with our Kumsin. And in less than a week, she reached out to call for a truce.
He called you personally?
She called me personally, calling me personally, and ready, in fact, demonstrated a preparedness and readiness to cooperate with the GJE to bring the perpetrators to book. And
did she agree that she assaulted?
No, she didn't assault. We said that
her team around
her supported.
So, but you hold her ultimately responsible?
Responsible. Because we believe that as a member of parliament, if your team, because if your attacks around you are harmful or can pose threat to journalists, it is important to do it, to give out those people. We are here to welcome her and her team, the press center, to look at the possible way forward. So the case, like I said, at least we've chopped sources.
And that was GJ President Albert Jumfo ending the bulletin. In our top story, anti-gay bill lead sponsor Sam George confident of defeating Deputy Majority Leader's 14-point proposal to remove all custodial sentences in the proposed bill. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Hey, Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
The boys are lined up looking for an opening. They are charging forward from our three. Kuku has his eye on the cashier, but Yao gets there first. He taps, and he scores!
Win your ticket to glory with the ABSA Card Assist. Tap to pay with your ABSA debit or credit card, and you could win an unforgettable Premier League experience in the UK or any of over 50 consolation prizes such as home appliances and shopping vouchers. It's time to tap your way to the Premier League with your ABSA card. ABSA, the official banking partner of the Premier League. Terms and conditions apply.
Millennium Insurance has enhanced its motor insurance policy cover to make life more comfortable for you, our valued clients, and in the event of vehicle breakdown whilst on the road. To ensure your safety and that of your vehicle, Millennium Insurance will ensure that your broken down vehicle is towed to a safe place within 1 hour of call and 30 kilometers radius from the place of breakdown. This service is absolutely free. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, is on standby to be of service to you. Contact us now on 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821, 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
Honey, I know you're a bit hard up now, so I've decided to sell the gold necklace you bought for me, so at least we can pay our rent.
Wow, that's so nice of you. But you see, there's just one problem though. Then the necklace, is actually not real gold.
So it's not real gold, it's real what?
It looks like gold, but it's actually fake.
So all this while I've been walking around thinking there's real gold on my neck, not knowing it's Galamsey chain.
Honey, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry for yourself. No wonder you're broke. You continue being broke, sir.
Don't wait till a rainy day to realize you've been played. Times are hard. Invest right. Invest with iVest, the smart fixed-term investment account from Isway that gives you real value. iVest, real returns for real people. Call Isway now on 0302 208 222 or text iVest to 4993 to get started. Isway, your trusted financial solutions partner. Isway is a member of the Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex Tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex Tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex Tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Syntex Tank. Syntex Tank, stress-free. Syntex Tank, reliable. Syntex Tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex Tank, a year strong, a year tough.
your service.
La 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 la.
You'll get used to this.
Yeah.
Morning, Kujo.
Akpafu, where's the president?
He's out of the country?
Yeah. Apparently he's attending the African Union
summit.
Summit, yes. And speaking of Africa, we are just about 25 days away from the All Africa Games. Where are our athletes?
I don't even know most of them. How many of them do we have?
Well, I'm told that they are somewhere in Cape Coast, just waiting for some small money. Some $100,000 odd dollars.
I don't see why we are not trying to invest in other sports. We seem to be concentrating a lot on football.
We just blew $3 million.
Which is getting us nowhere.
Dismal performance.
Which is getting us nowhere. But I feel, even from SHS, there were people with potential who, if they were supported, could have made Ghana proud elsewhere. Yeah, so.
Anyway, the president is at the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. And every time African leaders come together, a certain thought creeps into my head.
Which is?
So here are all the leaders of Africa. But who is in charge?
Who is in charge?
Who is in charge on this continent? Is it Africans? Or is it the Chinese? Or is it the Russians?
Or the US?
Who's running Africa? Because it's not those guys. That squad that has come together for some photographs in Addis Ababa.
Wasn't that edifice built by the Chinese? the
African Union House or whatever it is that they are going to have their meeting in. Ayeka. Anyway, these things are on our minds today. We'll have a conversation. But some gratitude to go around. First of all, to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. They're the ones who, of course, bring us the 6 a.m. news every morning. And it's time for the Joy Business Report, brought to us by Omni Basic Bank, at your service.
Hi, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, cedi sharp depreciation earlier this month cited as one of the major reasons for expected hike in fuel prices this morning. Also, GCB Capital forecasts inflation could climb higher in February and March this year to within the 26% bracket. And on today's Business Journal, we'll tell you how female head porters are seeking higher education to improve their economic and living conditions. Details coming up. Thanks for being with us. My name is Daryl Kwao. Hello to our friends listening on KTU Radio in Koforidua. The cedi sharp depreciation earlier this month has been cited as one of the major reasons for the expected hikes in fuel prices. Here's more on what Joy Business has picked up from the industry regulator, the National Petroleum Authority.
The National Petroleum Authority is forecasting about 5% increase for petrol and 7% for diesel per litre. It's also attributing the adjustment to increases in price of finished petroleum products on the international markets, while the oil marketing companies have also moved to increase their margins. If the operators go with this margin, then that will be one of the highest increased fuel prices in recent times. For some looking at the challenges that most of the oil marketing companies are going through, it might be difficult to absorb this increase. This should mean that they may pass on all the costs to consumers. Others are also worried about the impact of this increase on the cost of living, especially at the time that we have seen inflation rates going up for the month of January.
Well, that was a Business Desk report. Finance professor at the Andrews University in the U.S., William Surprise, urging government to focus on non-traditional exports to support the growth of the economy and generate more foreign earnings to support the city. According to him, this is a necessary measure that could help reduce the devaluation of the local currency. He spoke on the marketplace on the Joy News channel.
We know the economy of Ghana is changed from being agrarian to service industry. And the moment you move into service industry, you'll be relying on imports. So that is why we are seeing this kind of pressure. So we were hoping that the industrialization agenda could have realized something for the country, but it did not work out. So we will still be depending on imports, and this kind is going to be a little bit pressure. The offset is that probably the non-traditional exports may come in to help us. So government must traditionally focus on the non-traditional exports to support the economy. And that might be, for me, that to be in the short term, this is something that can help stabilize the city issue.
Well, you had the Williams Finance Professor at the Andrews University in the US. Let's take a look at how the city is faring on the currency market. The dollar going for 12 cedis 58 pesos, the pound going for 15 cedis 68 pesos, and the euro going for 13 cedis 38 pesos. Now, inflation could climb higher in February and March 2024 to within the 26% bracket. That's according to GCB Capital. This follows a marginal increase in the year-on-year inflation to 23.5% in January 2024. Here's more in this report.
Inflation surprisingly shot up marginally by 0.03 percentage points, largely on account of unfavorable base drift. According to GCB Capital, inflation will return to the path of disinflation from April 2024, all things being equal. It therefore expects headline inflation to be under 20% from May 2024. It also pegged its end-of-year inflation outlook at 16.5 plus or minus 1%, all things being equal. However, it stressed risks to inflation from the simmering depreciation of the cedi, despite the foreign exchange liquidity cushion from disbursements under the ongoing IMF program. It reiterated the risk to inflation from any unrestrained expenditure in the run-up to 2024, which could reignite demand-driven price pressures around the peak of the political season.
Now, MTN has justified the recent tariff increase for its services and products, insisting it was needed to save the business from collapsing. The telecoms giant earlier this month increased the prices for all its services by 15%, citing a rise in operational costs. However, this didn't go down well, with some subscribers complaining of the hikes. Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Selom Adadivo, however, disagrees. He has been speaking on PM Express Business Edition.
We really have to be fair when it comes to business decision making and understand the considerations that have gone in. I mean, I would wish that we could continue to run this business with no price increases. But the fact is, if the external environment and all the other factors that we're exposed to, fuel, for example, right, our utility costs and our general operating costs also went up significantly because, you have to power your sites, and those have gone up over 40%. So these are all exposures for us, and none of us sit here, excited about doing a price increase, but it really had to be done. But
you had Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Selom Adadivo. There is a repeat of that conversation this morning at 11 on the Joy News channel. Don't miss it. Now, the Ghana Enterprises Agency has revealed that it plans to commission about 67 business resource centers across the country by the end of the year. According to the agency, the business resource centers will become a one-stop enterprise support center at the district level, designed to provide a broad range of business development services to potential and existing entrepreneurs and enterprises. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive Kosi Yankee Aye said there will be a monitoring system to track the progress of these centers.
There are 67 that will come out in total at the end of this year. 37 are up and running, 19 are what we are commissioning now, and the following 11 hopefully before the end of the year. But really what we are expecting from it is for the youth and MSMEs to be able to go and to answer questions if they have any needs, if the youth have challenges, they want to start up businesses, if we have programs that government is implementing. So really, in total, this is a one-stop shop for business development that would build the businesses. So we have a monitoring team. This really falls under our PRMED and also our deputy CEO as well. They would monitor, we review data as well. There's also information that comes in with the ground, we get information, and all of that would add up to the monitoring effect.
Yeah, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, Kosi Yankee Aye. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. Now, some female head porters in the country are seeking access to higher education to fight the sexual, economic, and verbal abuse they endure in society. Some intend to quit parading the central business districts of Kumasi and Accra as they desire to be empowered to contribute to the development of their communities. Today on the Business Journal, Love FM's Mona Lisa Frimpong engages some teenage mothers who desire to be enrolled in vocational institutions in the regions of the north to escape poverty.
Life is hard for 24-year-old head porter Salah Abudu. At age 15, she dropped out of school in the rural area of northern Ghana due to financial difficulties. In her frustration, she intended to get married to save her predicament, but failed.
I said I was almost a victim of child marriage because I felt life wasn't treating me right, and I thought marriage could save me from the things I was going through.
Salah migrated to Accra to improve her life. Here, she finds herself sleeping on the streets of Tudu as a head porter battling diseases.
I've battled malaria and cholera on a regular basis because where I was sleeping, it was an open space, so mosquitoes and all that. And then cholera because it was an open space and it was in front of gutter.
The head porters are facing much of the worst that urban life can offer. Many are becoming teenage mothers as they continue to be victims of sexual exploitation. Biola Buajo, another teenage mother, is traumatized. She is sexually harassed and threatened whilst executing her job of assisting male customers with goods to their homes.
I assisted a gentleman with goods to his home. He mentioned he wants to have sex with me. I refused. I screamed, fought, and struggled to get out of his grip. I almost gave up because I was losing strength. I was traumatized.
Elizabeth Pokuya, a teenage mother at Asokore Mampong in Ashanti, dropped out of junior high school to cater for her son. On a good day, she earns 50 cedis carrying loads. However, local people use 21-year-old Elizabeth for cheap labor while stigmatizing her. The Office of the National Population Council finds teenage pregnancy among head porters worrying. They are major contributors to overpopulation in the country. Mercy Adoma Besia is regional head.
So if we want to end the less adolescent pregnancies, child marriages and all that, we need to tackle or have special interest in the KIA. So how do we help them curtail maybe unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortions and all that? So that is where the national population comes in to control the growth or the population growth.
For Joy Business, Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
All right, thanks, Mona. Let's check the commodity market as we wrap up this morning on the Joy Business Report. Crude oil staying at $82 a barrel this morning. Gold dropped to about $2,000 an ounce. Also, cocoa increased by $21 to open trading at $5,605 a ton. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwa. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson and the team. Don't go anywhere and enjoy your Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be a big Friday, actually. Yeah. Looking forward to the weekend?
What's happening this weekend? Nothing much, but yeah. I think people would extend the Val's Day celebration to the weekend.
People are now going to be doing romantic things. I guess. Today's Say It Right is kind of romance themed.
Okay.
Yes. Looking
forward to it.
It's a brand new word. Okay then. Akpafu and the team return on Monday with more from the world of business. But before you leave, apparently this new one by Diana Hamilton and Mercy Chinwo seems to be getting a lot of love amongst the inspirational song committee.
Yeah, especially Movi. She's excited about this.
She's a big fan, eh? Yeah. She's a Diana Hamilton fan, so we understand.
Okay.
Well, here it is. Enjoy.
You know, Mercy's in town. She'll be on the same stage with Daughters of Glorious Jesus and Dinah Hamilton this Sunday for the Awake Experience at the ICGC Christ Temple.
Daughters will be there?
Yes,
Why
Daughters.
didn't you tell me that?
I am inviting you. It's just this Sunday, 4 p.m.
Oh my goodness.
Christ Temple.
Daughters?
East Eshi.
Can't miss that.
Yeah, this is an invitation to all of you.
Hmm.
Let's have a good Awake Experience this year.
All right then. Okay, so should we get to it?
Yeah, let's get into our Drive Safe campaign for this morning, brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Superior Quality and Imperial General Assurance Solid Protection. Well, it's a Friday, and our tip today says, don't drive drunk or high. A real defensive driver never drives while under the influence of any substance or medication with drowsy side effect warnings. If you're going out, keep in mind that the average drinker can only metabolize 1 drink per hour, which equates to 12 ounces of beer and 5 ounces of wine or 1.5 ounces of distilled spirit. So plan ahead for a designated driver if you'll be consuming liquor or other substances. Defensive driving means planning ahead for safe transportation anytime indulging is involved.
Oh, that's very important.
Yeah.
And you know, while we're still on the Drive Safe campaign, just yesterday on the Kumasi to Accra road near Nkoko, horrifying accident, right? So with the reports we're receiving, Ohim Interior has done a story about this. This was a school bus, right? And the driver was doing an illegal U-turn. Okay, so he was trying to he was on the Accra to Kumasi side, trying to get onto the Kumasi to Accra side. And a car, a Nissan Patrol, which is apparently belongs to the Chumamponwa DCE, was coming down the hill and crashed into this school bus. 3 children, one teacher, dead.
Yeah.
You know, horrifying.
Just
indeed, because you're doing something completely illegal, and in your mind you think, oh, I'll be done in a few seconds and I'll be gone. Well, you were not done in a few seconds, but 3 children are gone. 1 teacher is gone.
And you see, we've been talking about this. I put yourself in the shoes of these parents whose children have died. All they did was to send them to school.
Yeah.
That was all.
Wait patiently for their return. I mean,
and one bad decision. One bad decision.
Just one bad decision. And we've said it here that always follow. Always make sure you do the right things. Always make sure you do the right thing. If it's not safe to overtake, do not do it.
U-turn, such a busy road.
Yes. Whatever it is, you will get to your destination. It's better to arrive alive than to get there in pieces.
Yeah. Yesterday was so painful listening to Newsnight and hearing details of this heartbreaking story. And we were told to keep praying because, we don't want to record any more deaths.
That's sad.
And so we're still praying for those children. There were parents, mothers especially, who were crying. They were waiting for their children to come back from school.
Yeah.
The bus was supposed to be dropping them off. And then this suddenly
it's sad, maybe. Look, and all of us as parents, even times when you ask that your child be brought home, someone picks your child and bring. You're actually thinking, because people drive carelessly in this part of, people drive carelessly. It's like the whole world is ending today, so you need to get everything done at once.
And you know what? One thing that we have come to normalize when you talk about reckless driving, you see how it seems that any government, and by the way, that doesn't apply to this accident, but government vehicles seem to be we have all accepted that they are in more of a hurry than us. Whatever meeting that a government car is trying to get to is more important than whatever we are doing. So we accept that they are allowed to break the law, drive recklessly, do whatever they like on the roads at our expense, at our peril, just to get to whatever it is that they are doing, which we have all collectively as a society decided is somehow more important than what we are doing. I don't get that. But that's something I would like us to talk about on another day.
All right,
more
let's
extensively.
Go for Say It Right Now, which is brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Also, Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
It's Friday. Let's learn a new word. Limerence. 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 An obsessive delusional infatuation with someone or something. Now, the word has the most interesting origins. It was coined as recently as 1977 at a conference in Swansea, Wales, my second hometown, by a visiting American psychologist called Dorothy Tenov, who was looking for a word to describe a psychological disorder in which the sufferer has strong delusions of romantic love. When she proposed the word limerence, everyone at the conference wanted to know its etymology. Dr. Tenov said, and I quote, "It has no roots whatsoever. It looks nice. It works well in French. Take it from me, it has no etymology whatsoever." Now for the fun part. Can you use limerence in a sentence? I'll give it a go. Since she smiled at me on Valentine's Day, I have been walking around in a state of dazed and glassy-eyed limerence. You like that? Try forming some sentences of your own with it. I have no doubt you will say it right.
There you go. That's how you say it. All right. Let's get into the news review brought to us by Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough, and Enterprise Insurance at our 100 Yafine promotion, celebrating our legacy, securing your future.
All right, let's start with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page says State Attorney lands in hot water, debarred by General Legal Counsel over 400,000 Ghana cedis Woyome money. So first of all, he's ceased working as a chief state attorney for many years now. So that report of him being a state attorney is rather misleading. But this is an issue that has been on for years now. And the General Legal Counsel came to a decision, I think, at the end of January this year. The report was everywhere yesterday. This amount of money was transferred to his wife's bank account. And according to details of this story, it was realized through the statements of Mr. Woyome. That's when they discovered that he had transferred this money into the wife's account. That's Mr. Samuel Nikwe Tete. So he no longer can hold himself as a lawyer. Also, Speaker rallies MPs to promote Ghanaian languages, culture, and dressing. And yesterday, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin himself, was looking really, truly Ghanaian. I don't know, maybe African. He was.
Well,
and he's
looking
asking,
like the original Ghanaian Mansa Musa.
And he's asking MPs in Parliament to promote Ghanaian language and culture, and then also let it reflect in their dressing. So take a cue from Mr. Speaker. Shoddy work renders 3 One Village, One Dam projects ineffective in the Upper East region. That story says...
It just occurred to me that the Speaker must have a costume designer.
Maybe we can follow up on that.
Yeah, it'll be worth finding out from him.
All right.
These are not everyday clothes that you see people walking around in.
True. I think he's just trying to make a certain statement.
Which is all very nice, but the story behind it would be interesting.
I agree. Well, at least 3 dams constructed under the One Village, One Dam policy in the Upper East region are unable to provide an all-year-round water for both domestic and agriculture use due to shoddy works by the contractors, and that's according to the WA Water Resource Commission. So this dam dries up soon after the raining season, as a result of the defects, water leaked through them, making it impossible to serve their purpose. So there you have it. They've got the dam all right, but it doesn't work. And then 2 prison wardens handed over to police following escape of Chinese inmates. If you've been following the story, then you would have read the accounts of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital following the news that a Chinese prisoner serving a year's sentence in Nsaum had been taken to Korle Bu. And then initially it sounded like, through the recklessness of the hospital, he had gotten away. But it turns out, from the statement issued by Korle Bu later, that he was actually there with 2 prison wardens, and he was not in a prison costume. He was not in handcuffs. He was just looking like any ordinary person who had walked into a facility, except that he had 2 prison wardens with him. He didn't have the funds to go through the procedure that he had gone there to do, so he was asked to return on another date now, which was supposed to be on the 9th of February. They never saw him. He left with the 2 prison wardens, so you couldn't say he got away at Korle Bu. Now we're told that the 2 men who were with him have been handed over to the police.
Now, the Daily Graphic for this morning says forest reclamation kicks off. And according to the story, over 118 hectares of forest reserves that have been degraded by, guess what, illegal mining activities in some parts of the country are being reclaimed. And the exercise is ongoing at 7 sites in 3 forest reserves in Ashanti and Western North regions under the $103 million World Bank-funded Ghana Forestation Investment Program. So 2 of the sites are found in the Afar Hills Forest Reserve in the Bibiani Forest District in the Western region, while 3 are located in Denyao and 2 in the Supoma Forest Reserve, all in the Bekwai Forest District in the Ashanti region. So we destroyed the environment, and now would have to spend $103 million in reclaiming it.
Yeah. And we need funding partners to do that.
Yeah.
$103 million. This is what we are doing to ourselves.
Anyway.
We are Wabakachi on the Muntia emissions tax.
Koforidua to host 67th Independence Day celebration is also on the front page. And Ghana signs convention to root out genocide and international crimes. And Hohoe, home of vast tourism potential. And that's a story that you can find on page 16.
Hohoe.
Yes. 2H City.
Have they fixed the road? Hohoe is such a beautiful place,
2H City.
But there's this, and I don't know if is it the Ho to Hohoe road? Some small stretch, which if fixed there should take you about 15 minutes, but it can take you over 40 minutes
I know
to
that
drive
stretch.
to Hohoe.
We rode bikes over it when we did the Ghana Grand with the British High
Right.
Commissioner a few years ago. It's like driving over the surface of the moon.
And this was just done in 2020, I understand, just before the elections.
So that's a story there. Yeah, you should.
But the township is beautiful.
Yeah, I loved it when I was there for Ballot Box. But I know there, of course. I've known that place.
Well, the Daily Guide newspaper says Ghana-Zambia strengthen trade investment ties. Works Housing Ministry honors Hackman Owusu-Agyemang, a former minister of that ministry. So they've named... Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay. All right. So they've named a building after him. That's in honor of Hackman.
But I'm interested in, the Ghana-Zambia signing, strengthening trade ties.
Right.
Because here we are today. I mean, under AFTA and everything, the AU is meeting. The president is in Addis Ababa. But you ask yourself the simple question. In today's Africa, who's really in charge? Are we in charge of our own destiny?
Obviously not.
Or is it the Chinese?
Or is it a Chinese, Russian, or America? Who are
or IMF.
Who are in charge of
this? Well, IMF is America.
What's it about the African? And whenever I talk about Africa, it reminds me of this. About 16 years ago, I was at Wales in the EU conference. So at the time, Rodri Morgan was the first minister of Wales. He said something that has stayed with me all these years. He said it 50 years from now, China will become the world's factory. India will become the world's office. America, the world's armory. Europe will become the world's old people's home. And sadly, listen to this, sadly, Africa will be the world's graveyard.
Yeah. And here we are.
Living
Look,
it.
so all these leaders are coming together in Addis Ababa to take pictures in a building that was constructed by the Chinese. Right? To claim that they are leading a continent where they have absolutely no control over anything. Our destiny is not in our hands. It's a really important conversation. Who owns Africa? Is it those guys? Is it us? Like who?
Anyway, Manafi, let's continue.
Oh, yeah. This other story, Apanyo arrests, that's in quotes, passage of anti-gay bill. Now, if you were following the news yesterday, particularly on Top Story through Newsnight, then you would have gotten the gist of this. So this bill went through, well, I guess some people were hoping that we could pass this, but apparently Apanyo Macken, who is the Deputy Majority Leader in Parliament, has raised some issues again, and it's got to do with the non-custodial sentencing in that bill. But the promoters of the bill also say that they have some amendments themselves to make. So we're not passing the bill, not yet, but they are very hopeful.
Okay, so creative has to be elevated as Dr. Bamia Idris Elba discussed strategies. It's on the front page of the new Finder. Let's go for our online news review then.
Yeah, it's brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
And here's some great news for the people of Ashaman and its environs. Zenith Bank now has a branch near you. Your customer-focused bank has drawn closer to you with the opening of the Zenith Bank Ashaman branch located at the Ashaman Shell filling station on the Ashaman Klagon Road. Your bank of choice is ready to serve you with a bouquet of banking products and services. So whether you're an SME, a small corporate business owner, you're young or old, rest assured that we have a product for you. Visit Zenith Bank's Ashaman branch today. Exceptional service awaits you. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
And of course, today on myjoyonline.com, Apanyo Macken didn't block the passage of anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Sam George is the one saying this. Kolebu renal unit may shut down due to indebtedness. Look at the deja vu of that story.
Sad.
Chede, we learn nothing. As Ghanaians, we are allergic to learning from our mistakes. Okay, 3 school children and teacher killed in ghastly school bus accident at Nkoko. We talked about that earlier. You can find details on myjournline.com. Right now, though, let's go for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Goyle, good energy.
It's a century of safeguarding dreams with Enterprise Insurance. In the spirit of our 100th anniversary, Enterprise Insurance revs it up with Yafinia Motor Promotion. One lucky winner will cruise around in a sleek brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai for an all-expense-paid escape. Renew or get your vehicle insurance between January and June 2024 and win free fuel coupons. Monthly raffle draws give you cool gadgets like laptops, Samsung phones, microwaves, gas cooker, tabletop fridge, and many more. Enterprise Insurance Yafinia Motor Promotion is on at all our branches. Call your broker or agent to buy or renew your motor insurance and make history with Enterprise Insurance at 100. Celebrating our legacy, securing your future. Time-tested, truly trusted. That's the Enterprise Advantage. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME Business Card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Hello? Yeah, Kofi. Charlie, we spoke about going to Imperial for our motor insurance today.
Share, are you the one to remind me? I am at Imperial already.
What?
I told you about their motor insurance promo, right?
Yeah.
This time it is reloaded, my brother.
Wow.
Imperial General is saying, come insure with them from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards. 4 coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many, many more. And here's the catch. During this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover, my brother. And now you can also get brand new tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just insure your car and you are done.
Hey, Charlie, I can even do it online and still get my reward.
Oh yes, don't slow. Talk to your broker, agent, or call us on 0577 667 436 for further details. You can also follow us on all our socials. T's and C's apply. Imperial General Assurance. Solid protection.
Inside and outside the country.
2 years of war. Voices from Russia. Tuesday at 9:30 and 21 GMT. At 8:30 GMT, Business Daily.
My guest today has worked in the music industry, has owned a Formula One team, and been the co-owner of a London football club. These days, though, he's focused on his core business. He's Tony Fernandez, the CEO of budget airline Air Asia.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello there and welcome to Newsday here on the BBC World Service with Luke Jones and Victoria Uwahunda. Great to have you with us.
Coming up on the programme, Palestinian authorities have described as a disaster the raid carried out by Israeli forces at the Nasser hospital, the main hospital in southern Gaza. Israel claims that hostages were held there.
Are European leaders now looking to revive security partnerships to complement their reliance on existing North Atlantic structures? We'll speak to a former director of the German Council on Foreign Relations.
We'll also hear about the situation facing hundreds of thousands of Sudanese who've sought refuge in neighbouring Chad.
And in business, the American arms manufacturer Lockheed Martin says it's increasing production of its weapons systems. We'll find out why with João da Silva. We also have Sport with Rebecca Adams. That's all after the latest world news.
Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. Opposition politicians in Senegal have welcomed a ruling by the Constitutional Council that the postponement of elections due this month was unlawful. The council also overturned a bill extending President Macky Sall's mandate. One of the presidential candidates, Anta Babacar, told the BBC that the decision showed that some justice was left in the country. The BBC's Nicolas Negos is in Dakar.
So far, the Senegalese head of state hasn't reacted yet to the ruling. But what is significant is that in an interview last week of the Associated Press, President Macky Sall has declined to speak on whether he would accept the court's decision, saying instead that he will be able to say what he will do when that judgment will be made. Many opponents last night reacted positively to this decision, saying they feel relieved.
India's main opposition Congress party says that the tax department has frozen its bank accounts weeks before the expected announcement of national elections. Congress said it was told the move related to an investigation into its past tax declarations and that it had been issued with a demand to pay more than $25 million. The party said the move was politically motivated. The Greek Prime Minister has hailed Parliament's approval of same-sex marriage as a milestone for human rights. Kyriakos Mitsotakis said the measure reflected of a progressive country passionately committed to European values. The Greek Orthodox Church strongly opposed the measure. Mark Lowen has more detail.
The fact that he has felt confident enough to bring in this bill shows how stable he feels actually in power. He recently stormed to re-election a second term, and one might think actually that same-sex marriage would be a move that a left-wing government or centre-left government might try to introduce. But here you have a centre-right Prime Minister who feels that now is the time for Greece to, in effect, stand up to the Orthodox Church and pass this. It is a sign of his confidence that he feels ready to tread on the turf of a political move that is more associated with the left wing and to push it through.
The Israeli military says it found and arrested dozens of Hamas gunmen inside a hospital it raided in southern Gaza. A spokesman, Daniel Hagari, said the incursion into Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis had been precise and limited, but medical sources said they'd fired into the hospital, killing a patient and injuring others during what they called a catastrophic operation. Daniel Hagari gave details of some of those arrested.
Terrorists we found are Muaid Adel Muhammad Abu Nusayra, ambulance driver for the Hamas terrorist organization, took part in the massacre of October 7th, confessed of transporting a hostage from the border with Israel into the Gaza Strip. Ismail Ahmed Aliouda confessed to taking part in the massacre of October 7th.
Hamas has dismissed the allegations as lies. World News from the BBC. A grand jury in the United States has charged a former FBI informant with lying about President Biden and his son Hunter. Alexander Smirnov is accused of making false statements alleging that Joe and Hunter Biden received millions of dollars to protect a Ukrainian energy company from being investigated by the Ukrainian authorities. Republicans have used Mr. Smirnov's evidence as part of their so far unsuccessful impeachment proceedings in Congress against President Biden. A security conference which gets underway in the German city of Munich later today is expected to focus on the Ukraine and Gaza wars. It comes as the US Congress is stalling the approval of $60 billion worth of military aid for Ukraine. The US Vice President Kamala Harris said will be there and is due to meet the presidents of Ukraine and Israel. The governing Conservative Party in Britain has suffered a double by-election defeat at the hands of the main opposition Labour Party. It's the latest blow to the Conservatives, less than a year from a general election that opinion polls suggest they are likely to lose. Labour candidates overturned comfortable majorities in the constituencies of Kingswood and Wellingborough. The authorities in the Australian city of Sydney are planning to test several schools for asbestos contamination and that hundreds of sites could be affected. Asbestos, containing potentially hazardous fibres, has been found in garden mulch at parks, hospitals, homes and a supermarket. It's estimated that 4,000 Australians die each year from asbestos-related diseases, including cancer. But the head of the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority, Tony Chappell, said the risks to the community are low.
Any piece of asbestos that is left undisturbed will generally pose a very low risk. That's the New South Wales health advice. The message that I think people need to hear is Australia has used more asbestos than almost any other country, so it's all around us. And for the rest of our lives, we will be discovering it in different contexts. The most important thing is to deal with it safely when it is uncovered.
BBC News.
Morning Show. Imagine this. Your employees spend 1/3 of their lives at work. That's 13,000 days or 110,000 hours dedicated to their jobs. At Old Mutual, we don't just see the numbers, we see the faces and the dreams behind them. With our tailored group life insurance and pension plans, you can provide your employees with employee benefit schemes that gives them peace of mind for their futures and for their families. Make the choice that shows your commitment to your employees today. Call 0509 551 609 or email corporate services at oldmutual.com.gh. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Great news is here. Batmat is here again. XXL clearance sale. Guaranteed savings. From now till the end of April, the big sale continues. Get discounts of up to 70% off sanitary wares, light tiles, waterproofing, and all other product families. It's the year to get things done. Visit our showroom at the North Industrial Area next to the Winners Chapel, Ghana. Don't miss out. Batmat, welcome home.
We've got red hot deals at Oka Deco this Valentine's season. Set the mood and express your love with exclusive decor, gifts, accessories, and much more from Oka. Enjoy red hot deals from now until 17th February. Make someone feel special. Visit Oka Deco at Accra Mall and on Spintex Road this Valentine.
Super Morning Show. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
He's up bright and early, serving your premium morning radio show. The Morning Man. It's the Morning Man, Kojo Jackson.
Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Swizzy!
Jamming with what's the title again?
Title of what?
Help yourself.
That's your song. The second song after Smooth Criminal.
There's no song after Smooth Criminal.
Oh, let me see. George Quay sent me the title.
Smooth Criminal is the last song on the album Bad. There's no other song after that.
No, I mean
the one you were
the bonus track was Leave Me Alone, but
no, when you were known as Barracuda, contestant number 15.
Why are you always pushing this lie?
On the ragga tape,
I was never known as Barracuda anywhere.
Barracuda.
What is Barracuda?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome contestant number 15.
You know, you've done such a poor job with the defense.
It's
easy to believe Winston.
You are supposed to defend
no, but this is true statement. This is true statement.
You see, what Winston has done is that he has combined just the right amount of truth
on the ragga tip.
With his lie
on the ragga tip.
So because of that, I can't.
Please drop that song for me.
Because I have to admit the true part.
DJ Maba, do you have the song?
He doesn't have it.
On the ragga tip.
It's not there.
Or there. See, so you know those times, Asokpo. You know Asokpo. Asokpo. So, Kojo Yankson.
Why don't you sing it?
I don't know. So someone said, Prof, no be no you embassy dance pleasure.
So
continue.
Water.
Water is life.
I need aeroplane fuel. No water.
Continue.
So, Mama B, when I was in school, I used to dance.
Thank you.
And this is one of the songs that I performed with.
Oh.
So how did I know?
So there's a connection.
No,
that's it.
Mama B, how did I know? How did I know he performed this? You see, then there's the part that they
but
do
this
the
whole
thing.
thing
It's like they are moving their heart, then they'll push it this way, push it that way. How did I know all these things? See, Mama B. Me. I, Winston Amwa. Like people say, I was my somewhere. Young ones don't repeat that. So I went to Amwa. I was contacted by somebody who told me that. Do you know that
life from the pits of hell?
You know, first I doubted his dancing prowess. I said he wasn't dancing. So lawyer Stephen Bacha, was it Bacha? Actually,
he's bringing lawyer
Samson Ladi Anyanin.
Wait, Winston is on the floor
to tell me that indeed Kojo was dancing at St. Augustine's College. Then I met him at Chaps and Caps. He repeated same. So I decided to do my investigations. And I realized that but for his father, the very good old professor, emeritus, Kojo may not have been here. He probably would have followed in the footsteps of Reggie Rockstone and Slim Bastard. Because he was contestant number 15.
Okay.
Embassy Dance Pleasure.
Time
organized by Media Whiskey.
Your time is up, Winston.
Ask Kojo Jansen. Didn't he represent St. Augustine during dancing competitions?
How do you react?
Didn't his father chase him with a cane?
Okay.
Under what circumstances?
So,
Winston,
so I'll tell you what is the truth and what is not the truth. So when I was in Augusta, I used to dance.
Barracuda.
I used to perform. I used to contest and win. My dad heard about it, was very unhappy, and came onto the campus with a cane and chased me around the car, trying to lash me. He tried but failed.
Mama V, listen to
that. Is the end of the story. I don't know anything about any embassy pleasure. I never went to any embassy double.
So, but for your father,
what?
Oh, we're just trying to fill in the gaps.
Lawyer, continue. Fire on lawyer.
You would have become a dance champion.
Why? Is that the only thing I was doing in school?
No, Mama V.
It was an extracurricular activity.
Mama V, Kojo is not. See, this is how I want you to ask the question.
Winston is going to tell you how to ask the question. My friend,
did his father chase him with a cane?
No, but he's clarified that. Yes.
Thank you.
It was at the embassy dance pleasure competition.
I was never at any embassy dance pleasure.
Not campus. But you say campus, right?
Yes.
See, in those days you go. See,
your microphone is off.
No, those days you go with your songs. So Kojo's first song.
Your microphone is off.
Before we continue, Kojo's first song was Smooth Criminal. Smooth Criminal. Then from Smooth Criminal, he will go to the Raga Tape. And the part that, you know, he those times big, you see the part that you move the hat to this side. You move it. So he's wearing Sunshine Bobo.
He's actually made very persuasive arguments, Kojo Yankee.
Really?
Because he talked about your dad, the king, all that is true.
I've told you what is true and what is not true.
So what you're disputing...
I never wore any Sunshine Bobo and moved my hat
the
from
name was
left to
Barracuda.
right.
Barracuda.
Bullying in the workplace. Look, let's talk about serious things. So, you know, during the news review, we're talking about what's happening in the African Union. The president is going for this meeting.
He's actually there.
He's there. And tomorrow, I think he might even be giving an address. I'm not certain. But he's there for this all-important meeting. And while this thing is happening, right, and, you know, Ghana is trying to strike trade deals with other countries, Zambia and so forth, it's just niggling on our minds that who actually is running Africa? Is it those guys standing together taking group photo? Is it them taking a picture on the steps of a building that was constructed by the Chinese? Or is it the Eastern and Western forces that are combating over our resources, some of them using very stealthy methods? So, you know what? I thought we should, get some insights onto this. And, of course, our friend who happens to be an international relations expert at the University of Education in Winneba, in the person of Dr. Ishmael Clover, joins us on the phone right now. Doc, good morning to you.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
So I think it's a good time, while the AU is meeting, to ask that all-important question about this new scramble for power here in Africa. Who is really running things on this continent?
Yeah, this is an important question to ask at this point, because over decades of our independence, we are still caught up in the global power struggle, where we seem not to be directly in charge of what we do. This is not the first time Africa will be caught in the kind of power struggle. The first time was in the 19th century when the colonialists came, and therefore there was power struggle among them as to who occupies where and where in Africa. And therefore they decided in Brazzaville to actually divide Africa among themselves. So the current boundaries of Africa, as the national boundaries we have, were actually a product of that scramble of Africa, where they decided in order to have peace among them. So they then set up a meeting, a conference, where they agree on where they will demarcate various boundaries to prevent conflict among the then colonial powers. So it's always the case that the boundaries you have in Africa in the first place are not African boundaries. These are not boundaries made for Africans. They are European boundaries made for European interests. But when we inherited these boundaries, we proceed on the assumption that once they have been created, the various states will occupy where each colonial power was occupying. And therefore, we have the various states in Africa. Immediately after independence, we entered another period of global power struggle, that between the Eastern Bloc, led by the then Soviet Union, current Russia, and then the United States of America, who were then propagating different ideologies, and therefore they were looking for allies across the continent. So if you look at our immediately after independence, the various leaders that came out were born within that what we call the Cold War environment, and therefore these superpowers virtually try to shape their policy, try to shape how they conduct themselves. If you look at the coup that upset Kwame Nkrumah, for instance, there's a United States involvement in the sense that they found him to be too close to the Eastern Bloc with his socialist leaning. After the Cold War, we entered that period where we said there's a period of an unchallenged U.S. hegemony. In other words, the United States emerged as the sole superpower in the world, and therefore is able to shape the world on his own terms. That is the period where we had the transformation of many African countries towards democracy, because that's the preferred mode of governance of the United States. And therefore, so we all move along with democracy and liberal economic development agenda. Now, there's now a rise of other powers like China, like India, Russia, who are now contesting U.S. hegemony. And as a result, we are now in another period where virtually we have to choose and pick any of these powers to assist us. But unfortunately for Africa, in the global setting, the strength of your economy sometimes reflects your ability to conduct your own independent policies. But for Africa, because our economies are very weak, we are so dependent on these nations that they virtually determine the policy choices that we are making here.
Right. Doc, sorry for cutting in, but the ultimate question now is this. China is coming in through agriculture. Russia is coming in through defense and military. The West, the US is coming in through debt. Can these African leaders meeting in Addis Ababa, can they actually trust any of these three powers to deliver value to Africa in exchange for whatever it is they are taking away?
They can't do that, but the question is, are they ready to do that? Because for you to confront these powers, you need a very united front. Over the years, what the powers have been able to do to Africa is to play one African nation against the other, particularly those of us who are into the production of similar commodities. So we are all having different deals with the different powers, so that if you don't want to give them a deal that reflects their interest, they move on to the next neighbor. So unless African countries recognize that this period represents an opportunity with challenges, and they should be able to come together and have a common stand and on how they deal with these powers. Right. Unfortunately, most of them are pursuing their own personal interests instead of the national interest that they should be pursuing.
And that, I guess, is the real problem here. Doc, I'm so sorry, we're running out of time. This is a conversation we have to continue at another time. There's a lot to learn here. Dr. Ishmael Clover, of course, is an international relations expert and a lecturer at the University of Education in Winneba. Thank you once again for your time this morning. It's a big question. It's a big existential question. If all of these superpowers want something from Africa, why can't Africa play them against each other to our advantage? One day.
Joy, 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 sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah, wake up to joy.
And Toyota users, get ready for a revolution. If you want your Toyota engine to function optimally, then there's only one choice: the Toyota Genuine Motor Oil. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil has been rigorously tested and proven to be the best oil for your Toyota engine, specially crafted to keep a Toyota engine running smoothly and efficiently. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil is available at all Toyota Ghana branches across the nation. Nothing makes your engine happier than Toyota Genuine Motor Oil. For bulk purchase or distribution, contact Toyota Ghana on 0302 429801. Toyota, superior quality.
Now it's the Imperial Insure and Win promotion reloaded. Insure your vehicle with Imperial General Assurance from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards. Fuel coupons app, special souvenirs, also gift vouchers, and many more. And here's the catch: during this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover. You could also get brand new car tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just insure your car and you are done. Call Imperial General Assurance on 0577 667 436 or talk to your broker or any of their agents across the country for further details. You can also follow Imperial General Assurance on social media. Terms and conditions apply. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Now, of course, you can get the very best returns on your investment. Invest with iVest, a secured fixed-term investment from Isway that offers so much more with a minimum of 5,000 Ghana cedis over a minimum period of 3 months, or you could increase your earnings by investing over a maximum period of 12 months. Times are hard, so invest right. Open an iVest account today and invest your way to massive wealth. iVest, real value for real people. Call Isway now on 0596 914 843 or text iVest to 4993 to get started. Isway, your trusted financial solutions partner. Isway is a member of the Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation.
Yafini Enterprise Insurance, leader in general insurance since 1924, celebrates 100 years with the Yafini Motor Insurance promotion, and one lucky winner will drive off in a brand new Nissan Kicks SUV, and first and second run-ups will jet off to Dubai with all expense paid to win, purchase or renew your vehicle insurance with Enterprise between now and June 2024. Monthly raffle draws offer you lovely laptops, TVs, microwaves, fridges, and more, and also win instant free fuel coupons and gifts. Visit any Enterprise Insurance branch or call your broker or agent. Call us directly on 0302 634 777. Experience the time-tested and truly trusted 100 years legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise, your advantage.
And you know, a poorly maintained car engine can age faster. Well, that's why Total Energy specially formulated the Quart engine oil with age resistance technology. It ensures optimal performance for your engine and improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressure. Choosing Quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer.
Now, as a business owner, insurance is incredibly important when you have a business that you're not only responsible for your livelihood and goods, but also that of your customers, your clients, and your staff. SIC Insurance PLC has the full array of insurance policies for your business, which covers property, that's buildings, workmen's compensation, key persons, that's professionals, motor, public liability, business interruption, and so much more. Potentially disastrous situations can be prevented with the right insurance cover. So talk to SIC Insurance today on 0800 1055 or 0302 823 100, and you'll be glad you did. SIC Insurance, our promises are sacred.
And let me just bring you the UPSA Law School Point of Law series for today, which is Friday. And I know you'd love this. It says, in custody claims in divorce proceedings, the welfare of the children is paramount, and the desires of a parent to have custody is at best secondary. And that's Beauty Kate and William Kojo Kate, 2016 DLCA 4444. Just so you know, in custody claims in divorce proceedings, the welfare of the children is paramount, and the desires of a parent to have custody is at best second.
It's the best interest of the child, which means custody could even be given to somebody who is not the parents, any of the partners. Yeah.
Great. So get a loan of up to 450,000 Ghana cedis from Fidelity Bank and get rewarded. Switch your existing salaried loan to Fidelity Bank or get a new personal loan and enjoy the lowest fixed interest rate, repayment holiday option, guaranteed fixed monthly repayment or installment. Don't miss out on this offer. Call us on 0800 00 3355 or walk into any Fidelity Bank branch today, and let's help you achieve that dream.
So you've heard how some very popular schools in Ghana, secondary schools, are struggling. That students are sleeping on the floor. They do not have chairs. They have to carry plastic chairs to sit on and survive. Well, let's introduce you to a school that your child will not encounter any of these challenges. It's called Life International College. It's actually a leading Christ-centered senior high school located in the Greater Accra region, accredited by the International Christian Accrediting Association of USA and a member of the Oral Roberts University Educational Fellowship, also of USA, and the Ghana Education Service. Life International College offers the following advantage: serene environment, sound moral training based on biblical principles, outstanding academic performance, dedicated and devoted staff courses. The courses offered: general science, general arts, and business. Find them off the Akosombo Trunk Road, 10 minutes drive from Michelle Camp. For further enquiries, kindly call these numbers: 0208 156742 or 0244 377 584 and 0249 642 Life International College, training the next generation of transformational leaders.
All right, if you can't wait to visit your family or friends in London, well, now you don't have to. That's because British Airways flies there 10 times a week to 2 different airports. Fly into London, Heathrow, or Gatwick Airport. Treat yourself to British Airways Club World and experience exceptional levels of comfort and service. Club World comes with a seat that reclines into a fully flat bed and offers you a premium dining experience. Or you could fly World Traveller Plus and enjoy a quieter, more spacious cabin. Fly British Airways and experience the best of British hospitality on your journey to London. Don't wait, book now at ba.com.
And start the new year with easy and secure movement with SG Ghana. Get reliable motor insurance and receive free fuel for your vehicle. Buy or renew your Sound Drive insurance with SG Ghana from now till the 31st of March and get free fuel of up to 500 Ghana cedis for your trips. It's time to hit the road with reliable insurance and free fuel. Visit any SG Ghana branch today and get the cover you need for your car plus free fuel to take you places. Sound Drive plan is underwritten by Allianz Insurance. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
And you know, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Well, this is how to resolve this. Pepsodent Charcoal is first of all made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique contribution of natural charcoal, lemon mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and also remove the bad odor from your mouth. Charcoal White gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. Also, the Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste, for those of you who love herbal. It's infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extracts formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissue while giving you strong teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. And Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association, and Pepsodent is also giving you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. To take advantage of this, call the toll-free number 0800 161 000. Grab Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call the customer care center on toll-free 0800 2030. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
All right, well, don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com and pick up all of the very best quality office essentials, equipment, furniture, stationery, and pay via Momo across all networks. Wait for your delivery. If you're in Accra or Tema, you even get free delivery. Isn't that nice? Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Okay, then, let's kick it into gear. Coming up, our birthdays and sports on the Super Morning Show.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year, only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data, or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN Just For You. Dial *141# or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique Just For You package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And where do you think you're going?
To train in the garden.
With my broom?
Mom, it's a javelin.
Oh, really? And that plate?
That's not a plate, it's a discus, Mom. We are training to become winners.
Well, you know you need lots of energy to become winners. So you both better start your day with Twisco before you go anywhere.
Besides its great chocolatey taste, Twisco is enriched with Enerfort, a blend of energy-boosting vitamins and minerals for little winners.
Thanks, Mom.
Got to keep my little winners in shape. Twisco, power your dreams.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ooh, things are looking up on this side.
When you upgrade to the enhanced GCB mobile app, you start doing more with ease.
Create a GCB instant account easily and conveniently with your GCB mobile app and start sending and receiving funds. All you need is your Ghana card.
Pay your bills, subscriptions, and fees to multiple merchants safe and secure.
Charlie, tap the app, open a GCB instant account, and experience the recoded vibe.
You're able to top up on all types of ECG prepaid meters with their special card readers and keep the power on. No worries, no stress.
With GCB mobile app, you can also generate prepaid and virtual cards to use on ATM machines, POS devices, and for online transactions.
Well, I pay my subscriptions and fees with my GCB mobile app conveniently.
GCB mobile app. Download now from Google Play Store or Apple Store. Upgrade your style. GCB Bank. Your bank for life.
All right, let's get it done. Birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
Please. Today is George Uyafe's birthday.
El Giorgio. Yes,
it means that
joy business.
Don't think about lunch today. Yes, George will take care of your lunch. Very important.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to you, George Uyafi.
Yeah.
And it's also a Friday, so George.
And it's also Fred Cuckoo Smiths.
Oh, really?
No, Fred Cuckoo Smith.
Champion player.
Double lunch.
I said champion player.
Double lunch.
Also double lunch.
Then it's also Franklin Kujo's birthday.
Oh, wow. He was on our show yesterday.
Yes. All right, so
it's also the birthday of Ishmael Ejekumhene.
Oh, wow. Kites.
And my own good friend, Elvis Ado Bequin.
All right, we've got to give a big care, right? Because, these are
huge.
Other birthdays, happy birthday to Akusio Chumwa Eduamuakon of First Baptist School Tema, from your father, Frederick Eduamuakon of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
All right, this one says, please extend a resounding congratulatory message to a very fine soldier, Brigadier General Lawyer Lloyd Atro. He's been promoted this week, so much love and wishes to him from YAD. So that's the congratulations, not a birthday. This one says, happy birthday to Ama Ohenikum Adum Asmening of Absa Bank. Is from your father, Lawyer Seth Adum Asmening, your mother, Mrs. Diana Adum Asmening, and the entire family. Also, Christabel Ewa Jesse of Absa Bank, celebrates a birthday today. Yidel Ewajesi of Kadesh Montessori School also celebrates their birthday, and it's from your husband and father, George Ewajesi. Imagine your wife and daughter celebrating. Nice. Or is it a son? Yidel. I don't know if it's a boy.
One party, one expense.
Simple mathematics. And finally, from me, happy birthday to Dixon Donko of Kumasi, a proud Pojoba, celebrating his birthday today. Have a good one, Dixon.
Final one from me. Happy birthday to Samuela Kwachua Edu of KNUST level 400. May the Almighty God shower his blessings upon you from the family at Lakeside Estate.
Another colleague, Ernestina Odro, is a camera technician with the camera department. Is her birthday today.
Lovely. Happy birthday. All right. Emmeline Wright Hansen, Joshua, Angela Mensa, Evelyn Aqua Ademudia, Praise Kafui D, Godfred Kofi Edu, Kat Hobbs. Oh, happy birthday, Kat. Dixon Donko, we've mentioned already. Auntie Mame Kwansma Johnson and Rebecca Hardy. Happy birthday to all of you.
All right. Happy 60th birthday to Mrs. Comfort Nyakwa Kisi of Medina Presby Church, Emmanuel Congregation. We love and appreciate you. We pray for God's blessings and long life for you from your children and your grandchildren.
Now, the Joy Sports Center is brought to you by
MTN.
Everywhere you go, Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. And Twisco Energy Food Drink from Promasidor Company Limited. Twisco, power your dream.
And welcome to your future design exclusively to propel women-led business to the next level. Are you a female entrepreneur developing technology or leveraging technology? The Standard Chartered Women in Tech Incubator Program offers specialized mentoring, mini MBA business courses, curated networks, tailored masterclasses, and seed funding to help you unlock unimaginable business growth. The program is implemented by the Ashesi University Ghana Climate Innovation Center. Apply now to the Standard Chartered Women in Tech program. Visit scwomenintechgh.com or the Standard Chartered Bank Ghana social media pages. For more information, application deadline is 29th February 2024.
All right. Now, MTN Momo has a brand new app, which is specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and faster. So if you have not downloaded the Momo app, please do so. It's on Play Store or App Store on your smartphone. And look out for the blue and yellow icon. The Momo app also allows you to view your statement. You can pay bills and do so much more with it. So use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy a 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with a flex at no data cost. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Let's get into the Sports Center now. Good morning to you, Victor.
Good morning to you, Mama V, and to all of our listeners. And let's get into the Sports Center and start with President Akufo-Addo, who's tasked the Sports Ministry to organize the best African Games ever. And he was speaking at the commissioner of the Boteman Sports Complex on Wednesday. President Akufo-Addo also added that Ghana is expecting about 2.2 billion in audience to patronize the African Games.
Acknowledge the Minister for Youth and Sports, staff of the ministry, and the local organizing committee to go all out and organize the best African Games in history. Our nation is expecting some 5,000 elite athletes, some 3,000 experienced officials, thousands of fans in the country, together with an estimated global audience of 2.2 billion people watching through traditional and social media.
Yeah, President Akufo-Addo is speaking about the African Games, which starts next month. So that figure you heard him mention is a revision of the sports ministers, because in November of last year, the Minister for Youth and Sports, Mustafa Yusuf, said he expected a global audience of more than 5 billion to watch the African Games. Football next, and former Sports Minister Mahama Yarega believes players of the Black Stars are not responsible for Ghana's humiliating exit from the African Cup of Nations. The Black Stars failed to win a single game in Côte d'Ivoire and were kicked out at the group stage after picking up just 2 points from 3 matches last month. The Boko Central MP says head coach Chris Hughton and the management of the team are responsible for the AFCON miss.
What I can tell you is that there is absolutely nothing wrong with the boys. Absolutely nothing wrong with the boys. Anybody who tells that there's a problem with the boys, person doesn't understand the boys, and they don't understand the team, and they don't understand the context in which they perform. The problem has to be, one, the coach, The problem has to be one, the technical team, and the problem has to be management. Those are the real problems. Any given day, when you fix these three issues well, the boys will perform as good as any team on this continent and any team on this planet.
Well, if there was one player who left Cote d'Ivoire with his reputation enhanced, it would be Mohamed Kudus. Speaking of Kudus, he's had a brilliant start to life with West Ham United. In half a season and without pre-season, he's hit double digits in goal contributions. One man who knows a thing or two about excelling at the East London club is Frederick Kanouté, who played for West Ham from 2000 to 2003. The former Malian international believes Kudus has all the makings of a great player.
Yeah, I mean, I've discovered him not so long ago. He's really, really talented. He has everything. He has strength, running forward. He can play different positions. Still quite young, but I think, he's one of the most exciting African footballer around these days. So yeah, he definitely has a chance for me.
Women's football next, and Black Queens coach Nora Hoptel has called up 23 players for their Olympic Games qualifier against Zambia. Charlton Athletic women's midfielder Frida Aisi has earned her first Ghana call-up ahead of the third round of qualifying games. The list also includes Morocco-based Mefia Nyame, who was instrumental for the Black Princesses during their qualification for the 2024 Under-20 Women's World Cup. However, Hoptel will be without the services of goalkeeper Cynthia Conland because of an injury she sustained. Victoria Ncheje takes a place in the team. Remember, the first leg is at the Accra Sports Stadium on Friday, February 23rd, where the reverse fixture is set to be played in 5 days, or 5 days later, in Zambia. Let's talk club football now. And on Sunday, Kumasi Asante Kotoko will take on Nsuatreman FC in a J.A. Kufuor Cup match at the Babara Sports Stadium, Kumasi. The match has been organized by the John A. Kufuor Foundation to honor the legacy of the former president and former chairman of Asante Kotoko as they climaxed his 85th birthday celebration. Speaking at the launch of the match, General Manager for Nsuatreman, Eric Alagidede, promised an upset over Kotoko.
We are taking the trophy back to the Bono region. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they are our grandfathers, they are our seniors in the business. But trust me, by the time we are done with 90 minutes on the field of play, Nsuatreman is guaranteeing that we are going back home with the J.A. Kufuor trophy.
I'm really impressed with the determination of the Nsuatreman guys. I believe that the match will be very, really interesting. I urge each and everyone to be there, but you should know that it's my father's side. I allow him to take it away. He hopes to give you a very good game.
You heard from Nsuatreman FC General Manager Eric Alagidede, and later a member of Kumasi Asante Kotoko's Interim Management Committee, Kwesi Appiah. Elsewhere, FIFA's head of global football developments, Arsene Wenger, has been speaking about the remarkable improvements in the just-ended African Cup of Nations in terms relative to previous editions. Many have described the just-ended tournament in Cote d'Ivoire as the best in the history of the competition because of the excellent organization and the quality of football. The legendary Arsenal manager described the AFCON as the tournament or a tournament of fine margins.
I would say there have been remarkable improvements since the last tournament. On the pitch, off the pitch, the organization, the quality of the pitches, the level of organization on the pitch as well, and the commitment was intense. And I would say overall it was the tournament of the small margins between the teams. You know, I had always the feeling before the game, difficult to predict who will win, and even during the game, it was very difficult to predict who will win this game.
Speaking of Arsene Wenger, his old foe is Jose Mourinho. The legendary Portuguese trainer has lifted the lid on his unique love affair with the continent of Africa and its players. In this interview with 5UK, Mourinho shared his admiration for African players who he's described as loyal.
I cannot go to Africa. I cannot go to Africa.
Too much crazy fans.
Too much, everywhere. You know, DJ, Ivory Coast, Jeremy, Cameroon, Samuel Eto'o, Cameroon, Essien, Ghana, Sule Muntari, Ghana. I have guys from all around the world. Every time I go to Africa, you know,
roadblock.
I cannot walk. The guys, they love me, and to be honest, I love the guys, and I feel that the African player is very loyal, is very pure. Many of them, they call me daddy, and some of them, they are almost my age. When Etienne calls me daddy, I say, Michael, come on. Don't call me daddy, you are almost my age.
Premier League next, and Liverpool will play away to Brentford on Saturday at lunchtime, while Burnley will host Arsenal later in the day after. And then Mohamed Kudus and West Ham United will be seeking their first win in 7 games when they visit Nottingham Forest. Man City, they will wrap up the day with a clash against Chelsea at the Etihad. Man United on Saturday will also face Luton Town. In Spain, Barcelona will take on Celta Vigo on Saturday, while Real Madrid face Abdelmoumens Rayo Vallecano. In France, Kylian Mbappe will leave Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season when his contract expires. He's communicated his decision not to exercise the option to extend his contract by a further year to PSG. Since then, his entourage and PSG lawyers have been discussing the exit clauses and what they would mean to him and to the club. Well, one man who knows a thing or two about this particular story is Fabrizio Romano.
As of today, Kylian Mbappe has not signed anything yet with any club. But Real Madrid keep working on the deal with total confidence. It's the same situation I told you some weeks ago, has not changed. So if Mbappe wants to proceed and sign the contract offered by Real Madrid, he has to accept a lower salary. If Mbappe will play for Real Madrid, it's not gonna be for bigger money. It's gonna be for different reasons.
Confirmation of the world's worst kept secrets yesterday. That is Kylian Mbappe leaving PSG. That's all from the Joy Sports Center. My name is Victor Achuta-Maklu.
All right, thanks a lot, Victor, for sports. And there's plenty of it on myjoyonline.com. It's 2 minutes after 8. Apologies, we're bringing you the Joy Business Minute. 2 minutes late is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana. CBG, we stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. The city's sharp depreciation earlier this month has been cited as one of the major reasons for the expected hikes in fuel prices. Finance expert Williams Price urging government to focus on non-traditional exports to support the growth of the economy and generate more foreign earnings to support the city. Inflation could climb higher in February and March 2024 to within the 26% bracket. That's according to GCB Capital. This follows a marginal increase in the year-on-year inflation to 23.5% in January 2024. And Japan's economy has contracted unexpectedly because of weak domestic consumption, pushing the country into recession and causing it to lose its position as the world's third largest economy to Germany. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Super Hits Radio.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
The Super Morning Show live on Joy 99.7 FM is 4 minutes after 8. Business Minutes brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. So are you a tertiary or SHS graduate looking forward to acquire a technical skill? Do you have the certificate but don't have the requisite skills, or you want to acquire a skill to travel abroad? Maybe you're an electrician who wants to acquire the upcoming Energy Commission license. Answers to all these at Anointed Technical Training Institute, which is a practical training institute of Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited, is registered by the Council for Technical and Vocational Education and Training to provide technical training programs. That's one of Ghana's most outstanding and innovative technical institutions, dedicated to provide 80% hands-on skills and career training programs. And here are their courses: electrical and controls, also generator and plant, auto mechanics, solar installation, and CCTV installation. Duration and fees depends on the course you select. So find Anointed Technical Training Institute in Accra at number 77 Anointed House off Odoko Malam Road, in Kumasi, Asokwa Kumasi, inside Tatiad off the Ak Mayanka Road, or call them on 0544 337171 or 0544 337172. Your engineering career starts with us. Effective practical training is assured. ATTI Head to Hands Solutions. Now get more value for your money with a Hollard into Swore Motor promotion. You get into Swore when you sign up to Hollard's Motor Insurance between now and April. Enjoy free fuel vouchers, free roadside assistance when your car breaks down, an amazing gift too with Hollard's quick motor insurance claims process. You've got the best insurance ever. Yato Subruta. And to contact your insurance broker or the nearest Hollard office. You can also call the toll-free number 0800 444 999 to sign up. Join the Pepple family. Hollard Insurance. We insure you and everything you love.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's 6 minutes after 8 on the Super Morning Show. We're talking about the All African Games, 8th to the 24th of March 2024. Ghana is hosting the 13th Africa Games. What does hosting mean? What is in it for us? What facilities are we going into the games with? How competitive are athletes, and are we capable of winning medals? How much are we spending on hosting? We've got lots of questions around this, and today we want clarity. We want to know what we're in for. Why should we be excited about hosting the All Africa Games, for instance? So we're talking about it on the Super Morning Show. Big stories brought to us by Latest Film, your partner for life. And if you're dreaming of the perfect sofa to upgrade this love season, your dream sofa is now a reality at Latest Film, introducing our sensational V sofa range where comfort meets style at prices that will make your heart skip a bit. So hop into any Latest Film showroom nationwide to dive into a world of colors and choices, from the sleek L-shaped V sofa at just 3,100 Ghana cedis to the complete V sofa set for an unbeatable price of 6,500 Ghana cedis only. We've got the opportunity to elevate your space with Latest Film, your forever partner in comfort and luxury. So hurry, your perfect sofa awaits. Latest Film is your partner for life. And great news, Batimat is here again. It's the XXL, extra large clearance sale, guaranteed savings. All the products in the showroom are up to 70% off from now till the end of April 2024. We're talking 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, all the way up to 70% off on several products. So carry out your construction project this year with complete peace of mind. Don't miss this opportunity. It's the year to get things done. Batimat is home for some of the best brands in building solutions. They're actually the leading distributors of Legrand electrical products like distribution boards and enclosures, switches and sockets, breakers, and a whole lot more. Just go check out. They also have the best waterproofing solutions and chemicals for your building project. Other products include tiles, lights, office furniture, sanitary wares, bathroom accessories, and more. Enjoy great discounts on all these items. It's price craziness at Batimat from now till April 30th. 2024. Visit the showroom, which is at the North Industrial Area next to Winners Chapel, Ghana, close to ECG Avenue, or call Batimat on 054 431 4553. Don't miss out. Batimat, welcome home.
And Mama V, look, Premium Motors Limited wants to make this February the most memorable one. So buy a Renault Colliers, I know you love that vehicle, and let us whisk you away to the enchanting city of Dubai, with your partner within this month of love. This exclusive offer is valid only for the month of February, so do not miss out on the opportunity to make this Valentine unforgettable. Visit Premium Motors Limited today, test drive the Renault Colliers, and make that decision or call 0307079977 or 0307080010. Renault Colliers, where luxury meets intimacy. And this vehicle is distributed by Premium Motors Limited. Terms and conditions apply.
That's a gift that anyone will love, huh?
Yeah.
Especially somebody that you say you love.
Okay.
Depending on who you're getting it for.
Okay.
I can tell you the color that you should choose as well.
Which one? Which color should you have to choose?
If you're buying for your wife, certainly choose the white.
Oh, the one you drive.
Go for the fully loaded too.
The one you drive. Oh, I can understand it now.
But Winston, we're talking about the All Africa Games, and I've just been thinking, what is in it for us?
I mean, a very important question. What's in it for us? And it's also important you ask, even our preparation. I mean, we've just been told we spent $3 million on the Black Stars for nothing really. But you asked the question also for the athletes who are preparing at in Cape Coast for the All Africa Games. How are we assisting them? Are they ready to actually represent Ghana? Do they have the funds available to them, their training kits and everything? Well, the answer is no. Okay.
Why not? Especially when we are hosting.
That's the problem. And so this morning we'll get into it. But also talking about football and all, it's important we have that conversation about saving Ghana football. Journalists decided to embark on a demonstration against Ghana football. Journalists, listen to them.
I don't know what again you have to see or hear to get you to transform the way you've been thinking. We want a complete 360 turn around 360, and we are going to save our football and save every other sport in this country.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports is aware of disappointments among the Ghanaian populace, and therefore intend to put measures that will lead to the national dialogue of all stakeholders to come out with modern and inclusive way of managing our national teams.
Admonish the Minister for Youth and Sports, staff of the ministry, and the local organizing committee to go all out and organize the best African Games in history. Our nation is expecting some 5,000 elite athletes, some 3,000 experienced officials, thousands of fans in the country, together with an estimated global audience of 2.2 billion people watching through traditional and social media.
Ivory Coast did it. We all watched, admire. I think it's the best AFCON organized on the continent. That was the verdict at the end of the AFCON 2023. Now, we're hosting the All Africa Games. President has given a big charge, but are we or have we released the monies that would go with the charge in terms of making sure that we're organizing a good All Africa Games that will be memorable?
Well, good question, Mamavi. We'll find out later on the show. And of course, we'll also talk about our football. Very important. You had Christopher Nimley. During the demonstration, I had Alhaji Karim Gruza talk about the fact that even the $100,000 that he was given, that we're criticizing them, he was asked to pay $50,000 into another account.
Hey!
Oh, yes. But isn't it surprising that today, FIFA forwarding money is supposed to be used in the development of football? You know how we want to develop football? We want to buy football itself, and give to teams and boots and donate to teams. Countries such as Mali are building facilities with monies that they've gotten from FIFA. We want to procure things and always pocket something. Why? Anyway.
Well, we want to hear from you on these issues, so please send us your comments. Send via WhatsApp 055-111-1997. Also post on X Joy997, and kindly remember to add the hashtag JoySMS when you post on X and Facebook as well. Social media messages brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa, and Provident Insurance. With Provident, man, you are covered.
So you know that everyday people face different emergencies, police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you would always want to remember. *770#. Yes, *770# is the new EcoBank money emergency number. *770# gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime, and data purchases, and so much more, even without data. So there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, a Pan-African bank.
And as for the emergency there, we all face emergencies.
Around this time, Charlie, you see that in
So
yesterday there was no traffic in town. The people enjoyed the Valentine's Day. so February 2, money emergency in this month.
Well, thanks to EcoBank, you know there's a solution, but you can now get your vehicle insured anywhere, anytime with Provident Insurance's Obaya on WhatsApp. She works round the clock, so you don't have to worry about closing times. Bebia, you can chat Obaya. So renew and file claims for your vehicle, Bebia. All you have to do is really chat Obaya on 0242 426 396. That's 0242 426 396. Let Obaya help you out. It's actually quick, convenient, reliable, and saves you time so you can do more in your day. Chat Obaya and get your vehicle insured now on Provident Insurance. So text Obaya, Bebia with Provident. Man, you are covered. A very good morning to Dr. Victor Bampo. I know you are somewhere listening to us 17 minutes after 8. And Dr. Bampo says we should get Kojo to do some dance steps. We're trying to figure that out. Kojo, it is happening in Jesus' name.
No, we need to see him, give some few moves.
Yeah, so we can put it out there.
Yeah,
on social media,
Because for all those who missed, of course, all of us couldn't watch him perform because while we were waiting for contestant number 15, the very good old professor came with the king.
No. He's disputing other facts.
No.
So let's get it right. Winston, we've moved on.
If you were the judge, as I said, we didn't see contestant number 15, Barracuda. We want to see him now.
Listen, let's stay with what he says happened, right? So there were some truths in the things you said. Since you haven't provided enough evidence on the other things, we're going to strike those things out.
But all the evidence that provided suggests that the man went for the dance championship.
We will stay with the fact that he was a dance champion on campus. He used to dance.
Okay.
Daddy was on campus with a cane. That's factual.
Not on campus.
That's been disputed. So we've got to resolve that. Bakojo, this is it. There are actually people who want to see your dance moves. You can't claim to have been a champion without, Masa, we were not there.
No, we need to see Kojo Yanks. But don't worry. One of these days we'll film him dancing in the studio and we'll share it with the rest of the world. So, Dr. Bampo, don't worry. You will see it. One of these days, you see Kojo Yanks dancing. Barracuda. Contestant number 15.
All right, let's hear from you. 055-111-1997. That's our WhatsApp number. Kindly also join our conversations on X. Please post with the hashtag JoySMS, Joy997 on X. And then on Facebook as well. It's a Friday, 19 minutes after 8. This is the Super Morning Show.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast breakfast show in town.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way. A better Africa.
Hello? Fair driver. Are you sending the sales?
Boss, medicana kopim.
Hey, what the car to me so?
Boss, you no renew the insurance.
Tell it, I didn't have time. I had to go to the farm.
You can insure on the farm.
And I had to go to the market too.
You could have insured in the market.
I had to cook supper for my wife.
Boss, you could have insured in the market.
But how?
By texting or buyer on 0242 426 396 to help insure with Provident Insurance on WhatsApp from anywhere.
Annie,
bebia. With Obaya, now you can insure your car anywhere, anytime. On WhatsApp, text Obaya on 0242 426 396 today. With Provident.
Man, you are covered.
Honey, I know you're a bit hard up now, so I've decided to sell the gold necklace you bought for me, so at least we can pay our rent.
Wow, that's so nice of you. But you see, there's just one problem though. Then the necklace, is actually not real gold.
So it's not real gold, it's real what?
It looks like gold, but it's actually fake.
So all this while I've been walking around thinking there's real gold on my neck, not knowing it's Galamsey chain.
Honey, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry for yourself. No wonder you're broke. You continue being broke, sir.
Don't wait till a rainy day to realize you've been played. Times are hard. Invest right. Invest with iVest, the smart fixed-term investment account from Isway that gives you real value. iVest, real returns for real people. Call Isway now on 0302 208 222 or text iVest to 4993 to get started. Isway, your trusted financial solutions partner. Isway is a member of the Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation.
The race to Jubilee House is on. Ghana is at a crossroads.
It's time again for the people to choose, and the world is watching.
So join Joy News as we launch our comprehensive coverage of the 2024 elections and the wide array of election programs carefully designed to empower you, an informed electorate.
We'll do this because in a nation where every vote counts, every voice matters, there's one name you can trust for your election coverage.
Joy News, your election headquarters. From now till January 7, 2025,
a team of seasoned journalists will bring you up-to-the-minute updates, unbiased analysis, and the stories behind the headlines.
Your election headquarters brings you the launch of Joy News 2024 election coverage on Monday,
February 19th from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Live on the Joy FM Super Morning Show, the AM show on the Joy News channel, and all our social media platforms.
The election headquarters for an informed electorate. Joy News, independent, fearless, credible.
Hey, Cashman.
Yeah.
Don't you know Nana has assembled all of us and you are here making calls?
My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
How?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel. And that's why Nana is calling us.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534 or call 0243 480 334. They have qualified and dedicated men on
24-hour after-sales service. Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive, CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish, your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand
while DJ Ubeti is playing. It's just, I mean, it should come with some kind of custodial sentence. My goodness, what great music.
Please don't stop. Why?
How I wish this could go on forever. It's Friday. Ubeti is putting us in the mood. It's about 20 minutes to 9 on the Super Morning Show. And, you know, look, much as we're having fun, there's something that is really niggling at us, really bothering us. And I have no doubt you've been worrying about it too. Okay, Ghana is a footballing nation. Well, at least that's what we used to say with truth. These days, though, chale some way. Look, let me lay the foundation for today's conversation. Now, I'll remind you that it's really about football. But we can't talk about it without putting it in the context of other sports. So here's how we'll start. The All Africa Games are coming up. We're just about 25 days away from it. The president reminds us all of that.
Acknowledge the Minister for Youth and Sports, staff of the ministry, and the local organizing committee to go all out and organize the best African Games in history. Our nation is expecting some 5,000 elite athletes, some 3,000 experienced officials, thousands of fans in the country, together with an estimated global audience of 2.2 billion people watching through traditional and social media.
So I want you to understand what the president is saying. We're hosting the All Africa Games. This is a cash cow for any serious country. This is an opportunity to draw attention to our nation in the most positive way possible. All we have to do is put our best foot forward. So what's our best foot? Currently, our team of athletes are camped somewhere in Cape Coast, waiting for a measly, meager, paltry, insignificant, in the grand scheme of things, $100,000 odd just to help with their preparation. Sikanembe. And while they are sitting there waiting for them, this is by the way, this is not money for them to just go and blow in town. This is money that they need for the preparation for this event that the president points out how important it is on the global stage. If even only the athletes and their officials come, that's 8,000 people coming to spend time and money in Ghana. Is that not worth spending $100,000? Even if it's only the athletes who will come, nobody will even watch it on TV, nothing else will come of it. Even that is worth, but the money hasn't come. That is the frame into which I now place football. Football, where we just spent $3 million to send our black stars that they are, to AFCON to go and play 3 games and lose and come for the second time in a row. Do you now understand the kind of black hole that football is becoming in this country, where we are pumping money into it, money we cannot even account for, where corruption is rearing its ugly head at every opportunity, yet the results are 0, 0, 0, 0 all the time? I mean, at some point, are we not going to get sick of this? So today's conversation is to diagnose this problem, and like the smart people I know we are, try and solve it. I'm so excited. Achu is here with us. Achu, is always a pleasure. Thanks for making the time.
Thank you, Kujo.
I believe we'll also be joined by Fintuo, who will connect electronically any moment from now. I understand you guys are, of course, in mourning. One of the Black Stars who collapsed,
passed
died
away last year.
Yes.
It was caught in the rubble of the Turkey earthquakes last year, Christian Achu. So today, I think, marks a year since his passing, and there's going to be a memorial service for him at Ajahn. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as we remember Christian, we want to, in his honor, solve this problem. So I'll start with you. I mean, first of all, give us the latest on this horrible funding situation with the All Africa Games?
So, it's not just the money issue that we have had. I think, and Joy Sports has covered the preparations extensively. Fent has done some reports. I have. In terms of the infrastructure, they have done some brilliant work, and I think that for those who have been following our work on the Joy News channels, you would see what has been going on at Boteman. You would also see
the new arena,
exactly, the sports complex. You would also see the University of Ghana facility and the facelifts or the attempts to complete it. So that side, in terms of infrastructure, they've done quite some work there. The problem has to be in the preparation of Team Ghana, which, for all intents and purposes, is rather belated, because when you are hosting a game like this and events like this, and just to put this in proper context, this was supposed to happen last year. So presumably Team Ghana should have been ready by July 2023. We got lucky. President Akufo-Addo intervened in the whole standoff between Anoka and Oxa, and the owners of the games, that's the African Union, resolved that matter, and so the games got postponed to next month.
So we had even more time.
More time to prepare for Team Ghana. So when we talk about Team Ghana, we're talking about the various federations and the teams. So the athletics teams, the Black Bombers, that's the national boxing team. Then you talk about weightlifting, all of those that are going to compete in, including the exhibition sports, e-sports, the Olympic sports, all of those. This time around, we're going to have, I think, 8 Olympic sports, 7 as qualifiers for the games. 2 weeks ago, the Olympic Committee informed the Sports Ministry that they needed some financial assistance to prepare their teams. Now, the timing of this request itself for me was a bit problematic, because if you have been preparing your team way earlier, or if you had presented a plan that had been approved way earlier, that plan would entail the cost of preparing Team Ghana, where the team was going to camp, for how long they were going to camp, the size of Team Ghana, or the Olympic or the athletics team that was going to compete at the games. And based on all of those considerations, you will then present a budget. But the idea that they asked for $50,000 and they got told by the Sports Ministry that there is no money was quite problematic.
How much again?
$50,000. That's for the Olympic team.
Wow.
Yeah. And to get that sort of response that there is no money is quite problematic. And it's not just them, because it's not only in athletics that we're going to participate. There is boxing, there's football, right? As we speak, the Black Queens who have qualified for the first time in 5 years for the African Women's AFCON are owed monies that are not crazy money. So we're talking between $7,000 to $10,000. Yes, per player. Kojo, yes. So I'm bringing all of these into it just to give people a sense of what the problem is.
How underfunded everything else is besides football.
Exactly. So you have a situation where your best bet is that the overseas-based athletes who are having access to better facilities, because a number of them are in schools, and because they are in schools, they have access to those facilities owned by the school. So if you look at Ghana's Prince team, the bulk of them are in the United States, right? And that's where Azamati, Joe Paul, and all of these guys who have been excelling in the last couple of years have come from. But for those who are based in Ghana here, whose federations require money to fly them out for competitions, yes, and to be fair to them, I think boxing have moved to, is it Cameroon or Zambia, where they were having some Olympic qualifiers there. I think 3 of our swimmers are currently in Doha for the World Athletics Championships, and a few of the other federations have moved out. But the point here is that all of these things should have happened 3 months, 5 months, probably 6 months before, because this was a games that was supposed to be held in August of 2023. The postponements gave you more time to prepare. More time means that now your athletes, your footballers, your boxers, could enter into more competitions and actually be in a better shape ahead of the games. So conversations about that $50,000 would have then been and should have been a supplementary budget, right? Because presumably you would have presented a budget that would have been approved,
precisely,
or been whittled down or amended, whatever it is, but you would have had something to work with.
Exactly.
So based on that, the quality of that preparation, we would then at that point be able to say that, okay, the extra 6 months that we have before the game due to the postponements, we are going to pump in extra money for 2 or 3 competitions
to be even more prepared.
Exactly, because we don't want a situation where the athletes, all of them will go to sleep and then we call them back a month or two to the game. So this conversation about the monies that we're hearing about in the past month should have been cases of supplementary budgets.
Right.
So for boxing, who are going for the Olympic qualifiers, for weightlifting, for football, for all of these should have been supplementary budgets. Now, I was told on Tuesday when we met the CDM, he told us that the team has moved from Cape Coast to Accra. So in the coming week, yes, they have now moved from Cape Coast to Accra because now this has to be the final leg of their preparations for that. So, but for some of the federations, we are fortunate in the sense that a number of the athletes are not based in Ghana. So I'll give you an example. For swimming, we are going to present a team of 14 swimmers. 12 of them are based outside. So they will have access to those facilities. But even then, they are coming to compete for Ghana. The federation should have presented or made money available to them. Money they could use to enter into competitions, right? Get access to facilities that they can train and prepare for, because we don't have them in Ghana. What we've built at Borteman is brilliant. And when I spoke to some of the swimmers there, I think the story aired on Wednesday, you got a sense of how superior it is to a lot of the facilities on the continent. So the swimmers do appreciate it. But when was this ready? Right.
How much use will they get of it even before?
Given how close it is. Right. So going forward, what you would have expected was that by this point, we're talking about supplementary budgets. By this point, we're talking about the athletes beating down the times that they had recorded and getting into competitive zones as far as medals are concerned. That is what will give you the moral rights to then say that if you make the medal zones, you are entitled to $100,000, right? Because then you have invested into the preparation of the athletes who over time have been able to compete. And then you say that, okay, based on our investment, based on your progress, we think there is a good chance of making the medal zone or finishing on the podium. And so we're going to do this. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen. I mean, even for the sprinters, well, some people have got some faith in. Look, they break their back. Before the last World Athletics Championships, the last time Ghana's sprinters met was in Morocco for the African Games in Rabat, I think 2019. So for a 3-year period, our sprints team had not assembled anywhere on the planet.
Meanwhile, they'll run relays and things together.
In school. So that is where they do their individual training.
What I mean
but for
is,
us,
as a team,
yes, we would expect
in this
that.
contest,
Oh, they
will run relays.
They will.
Meanwhile, up until Durban, they hadn't even met.
Up until, I think, 2 years ago. So there was a 3-year gap between their last meets in Rabat and then what happened at the World Athletics Championships. And fortunately for us, shortly after that, there was the Birmingham Games, the Commonwealth Games. And so that also meant that they had to stay together for a bit, train together, and then go there. But even that had its own challenges because of that disgraceful story of someone forgetting to enter Ghana's team to go and compete.
Hey, is that person still at post?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
As the conversation progresses, we will give you a number of similar instances where people's negligence have resulted in Ghana being sanctioned in football, in men's football, in women's football, where we have been banned because people could not do their jobs.
Most recent one being the women's under 17, right?
Yeah, and before that, 2014.
Let's bring in Fentu Tahiro. Fentu, Fent, of course, is actually at the funeral that you mentioned earlier, but he's able to join us on the phone. Fent, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
So, I mean, look, as we place everything in context, the puzzles start to come together to form the horrific picture of Ghana sports. So, with the update from Achu, the contrast is clear. We completely underfund every other sports and then waste the money on football where we are getting no results. How much of this factored into the demonstration that you and others embarked upon on Valentine's Day?
Well, I think it's a problem that has been in existence as long as possible. I think ever since I got into this job, there's always been a conversation about other disciplines being neglected at the football, and even when it's football, it's just black stuff. So we don't even do all the other football well. It's just black stuff. And even for that, despite all of the resources, the time, the energy, the money that's been pumped into the Black Stars over the last 20 odd years, we've got absolutely nothing to show for it. At least we qualify for consecutive World Cups in the past. But the situation at present, I think since 2013, we've not presented 10 Black Stars team since then. That's 8 years of absolutely nothing with 10 for millions and millions of dollars. So I think for the demonstration, the team was clear. Even if you are going to concentrate on only just the Black Star, it's important to do it well, because that in itself has now become an avenue for unbridled levels of corruption, where the people in charge of running our national team have cared absolutely nothing about the success of the team except what it could potentially bring financial. And that selfishness and greed and complete neglect of national good is why our national team have been as far as they have been. So structurally, a lot of things are wrong. Systematically, things are wrong. Even our approach to success in this area, we have it completely wrong. We only bother too much about investing at the very top, and nobody actually cares about investing at the grassroots, where success actually begins. And then every now and then, we find some success, which I always like to describe as accidental success. And you can find accidental success, but you cannot find accidental failure. That's why the failure has been repeatedly happening for the past 8 odd years. And that's how we know that something is fundamentally wrong. And it's not that we haven't spoken. We have spoken consistently, vehemently in the past, but it appears nobody, and Ghana, as has often been made, we are often accused of doing a lot of talk show, but nobody actually action. So this is the first time in history where a group of journalists have said, you know what, we've spoken for far too long, so maybe it's time to do something different. So the demonstration was basically a different approach to try and put pressure on the authorities to act. And if you look at the things that the demonstrators are looking for, it's really that simple. We don't want anything complicated. Just get the basics right. And what are the basics? We speak about the way our national team is run. For example, the biggest one, we don't have a policy. So what is guiding our development? So it's almost very haphazard. Everybody's doing what they like. We're throwing balls at a wall and hoping that one of them sticks.
Yeah.
That experimental approach doesn't work. If you look at all the teams that have had success in the past, all of them have been deliberate in the development of their football. We haven't done that, Kojo. Absolutely nothing.
So
now, accountability. Every single time we've come up from an AFCON, people have been fully accounted for, not just the expenses, but also the reasons we failed. It's almost as if we're doing exactly the same thing now. We've come back from an AFCON. Nobody has fully presented the report to ascertain What we did wrong, they just hurriedly put a committee together to look for the next coach, and we're moving on as business as usual. It cannot be like that, because we've done that in the past, and it's brought us nothing.
Wow.
We have had issues with complete disregard with recommendations of commissions of inquiry to start through months of work paid by taxpayers to come up with the best solutions to running our football. And we were supposed to learn lessons from that. And I'm talking about the committee of inquiry from the 2014 World Cup. It made several recommendations that would have served us well, but we are completely disregarding that, and nobody is paying for that. For example, it says we should discontinue the formation of management committees for all the national teams. And yet, those committees continue to exist. And they've only become avenues for loot and share, because these guys go to tournaments, like the World Cup, for example, spend 10 days with everything paid for by the taxpayer. And at the end of the 10 days, when we exit the group stage, each of them walks with $100,000 in their pocket. It's supposed to be a sacrificial job. Every single one of these people has a full-time job. Playing for the national team is a service. So why do we do all these things? We have structural issues. We have governance issues. We have domestic competition challenges. Our league is poor. We have infrastructure challenges. Just a few days ago, we saw images from the Tamale Sports Stadium when Kotoko played Karela United in the FA Cup. You won't believe that as we speak, there is not a single stadium in Ghana that is fit enough to fully comply with the CAF licensing system to be approved for any international grade A CAF competition.
Wait, not one?
It's because CAF has compromised on a number of things, because we have two clubs who are playing in Africa, and it just felt like too much of a punishment to take both of them outside of the country. That is the only reason, for example, Mediama Sports Club, a club based in Takwa, with all of these fans based in Takwa, will have to go to Kumasi to play their confederation, the Champions League matches. And then Dreams FC, a club that is based in Dawu, with closest places like Cape Coast or even Accra. But they have also been forced to go to Kumasi and play matches, because the Kumasi Sports Stadium is the only one that even CAF was willing to compromise on. And so now you have a situation where Dreams FC, Mediama will play on Friday, Dreams FC will play on Saturday, Kotoko will play on Sunday, at the Division 1, the same facility. How much longer before the Ababaya Sports Stadium is also declared unfit to host international matches? It's only a matter of time. So all of these facilities we've spent taxes building, we haven't been able to maintain them. These are the issues, so many of them. And then you also have, for example, one area that's really significant. Now, all these stadiums that we have across the country, in the poor state that they find themselves, every single time that a club plays at any of our national stadiums, they still have to pay a 17% tax. Now, if you compare that, for example, to people in the entertainment industry, when they host events, the tax on their revenue is only 3%. So even that, systematically, we have a situation where it is almost impossible for the clubs to return a profit. They're already in a very dangerous situation. So the issues are so many, even in the football alone. So like I said, we've decided that we are football friendly. We're pumping all the resources into the football. And even with the football, we are not doing well. Now, if I not want to go, so all of these things were part of the reasons people hate this. And for me, I have been a big advocate for the least finance sport. Because anybody that knows me knows that I'm very crazy about, say, track and field, for example. You know, and that track and field that we're talking about, every time we've had international multi-sport competition, track and field, what many people call athletics, always returns the most medals for this country. And yet, we invest absolutely nothing in trying to help these athletes to compete at this competition. And then what usually happens is that weeks before the competition, then the government or the Ministry of Youth and Sports will come and make lofty promises. For example, they would come and say, if you win a gold medal, you are equal to $5,000. If you win a silver medal, $3,000. Maybe you get a bronze medal, $2,000. Knowing full well that they did not give them adequate preparations, and knowing full well that winning that gold medal or that silver medal is an impossible task.
I guess that's what Achu meant about having the moral right, to even suggest these amounts of monies for these hard-working athletes. Fentuo, stay with us. Achu is here in the studio with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, look, as part of this diagnosis, let's ask the hard question. How much of this is Keto Kriku's fault? How much of this is the ministry's fault? Let's lay the blame where it should be laid so that we can solve the problem correctly. After these.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet. On Joy 99.7 FM.
Cloudy today, brighter tomorrow. Activa Insurance.
You've worked hard to have that property, the house, the car. Insure it. Your business assets are valuable. You must insure them now with Activa Insurance.
For all your business and personal insurance needs, insure with Activa International Insurance. Sign up by dialing *713*313# or download the Activa Insurance app on Google Play and Apple Store. Activa International Insurance. Our clients, our passion.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resort. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castnet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Recoded to do more with ease. The enhanced GCB mobile app. Download now from Google Play Store or Apple Store for all your transactions. Smooth, safe, and secure. Chalet, tap the app. You don't need to have an account to upgrade. GCB mobile app. Recoded to do more. Upgrade your style. GCB Bank. Your bank for life.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollments and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super
Super Morning Show, 9:09, and today we're talking football, but we're putting it in the context of generally how we fund or fail to fund sports in Ghana. The story is abysmal, but look, we need to find a solution together, and we've got two of the best people to help us with that. Fenten Achu, breaking things down, giving us the facts and the stories behind the stories, so that we really understand the oh God, I was going to say the efforts that are being made.
Or the lack of it.
Ah, God. Yeah, so more to come in a moment. But first, this Valentine season, come and experience Love in the Valley at Safari Valley Eco Resort. It's in Edukrum, just an hour from Accra. This is a relaxing environment, beautiful sights, and nature's wildlife on display. Now, just for 5,400 Ghana cedis, Love in the Valley package is available to you from the 6th until the 29th of February. For one night, you get 2 guests maximum, enjoying breakfast, lunch, and dinner, served as a 3 to 5 course meal from a curated menu of the day. You get Valentine's room decoration with a fruit platter and a bottle of wine on arrival, 24-hour shared butler service, safari wildlife tour, animal feeding, a trip to the waterfall, canoe ride on the canal, and all of this is valid from the 6th until the 29th of February. Call or send a WhatsApp to 059-691-4394. Terms and conditions apply.
And get the best returns on your investment. Invest with iVest, a secured fixed-term investment from Easeway that offers so much more with a minimum of 5,000 Ghana cedis over a minimum period of 3 months. Increase your earnings by investing over a maximum period of 12 months. We know that times are hard, so invest right. Open an iVest account today and invest your way to massive wealth. iVest, real value for real people. Call Easeway now on 0596914843 or text iVest to 4993 to get started. Easeway, your trusted financial solutions partner, and is a member of the Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation.
Now, romantic ladies and gentlemen, and Winston, spice things up this season of love. To qualify, just make bill payments and Momo Pay transactions with your Momo app or Momo USSD code *170# and stand a chance of winning a 2-night stay at a luxurious 4-star hotel or resort for you and your partner. Winston would prefer a goat, but I mean, it's available. To enter this raffle, female goat, sorry. To be one of the 16 lucky couples, all you have to do is the same thing you do every day. Just pay for your goods and services and other bills using the Momo app or pay with the Momo USSD *170#. It's that easy. Love is complicated, but the promo makes it simple. For Momo Tia Adekakra, Nedi Odo Kakra in the Momo Valentine's promo. And the more you pay with Momo, the higher your chances of winning. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. So hurry up now. Love is waiting. Terms and conditions apply.
And at ABSA, we believe that you and your car deserve to be rewarded. So get more protection for your vehicle with motor insurance from ABSA, underwritten by Hollard Insurance. Our comprehensive third-party fire and theft motor insurance policies not only ensure that your vehicle stays protected, but you also get rewarded with fuel vouchers from now till the 31st of March 2024. That's not all. You also enjoy free roadside assistance, have the option for a car hire, post-vehicle repair inspection, and more when you sign up for our comprehensive cover. The qualifying minimum premium to be rewarded is 482 Ghana cedis. Discover how to get things done at absa.com.gh or the nearest ABSA branch. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, listen, let's get back to this conversation. Our revered sports journalist, Fenten Achu, helping us with this. Look, Achu, me, I won't lie, the whole thing, they bore me. It seems a problem that has existed for decades. And somehow, we just never get anywhere near fixing it. Some people say it is the people we are choosing to run our FA that are the problem. But others are also saying, well, some FA bosses have done better than others. So maybe it's not them. What is the thinking at this point from those of you in the know? Is it Keto Kreku?
What we're experiencing is what happens when you have two incompetent groups running football and on the government side sports in the country. The groups being the GFA and governments. and I'll start with the GFA bit before. When Anas did his expose, and we saw what we saw in that video, he gave us evidence of a lot of the things people had long suspected. In the aftermath of that, what was clear was that our football needed fresh ideas. Our football needed fresh investments that will drive whatever it is that we wanted to do, because we needed money. Money to do what? Money to strengthen our national teams, because then you were going to go to the grassroots and look at the quality of the principles that were being taught to these players. Because for a long time, those who teach codes football, youth football, grassroots football is that guy who has money to buy 2 bags of water for the kids at the end of playing 2 hours of football in the hot sun, or who can bus a couple of guys to the next village or town to go and play that one chendi. So we needed something more structured, something more scientific and futuristic as far as youth football was concerned. We needed to rescue the Ghana Premier League, which was dying at that time, and our national teams weren't also doing well. In the 5 years before the Anas expose. So those were the things you expected Keto Kweku to fix: our youth football, the Ghana Premier League, the national teams themselves, and generally the value that is attached to the product Ghana football. Since Keto Kweku became FA president, the league has deteriorated further. Our national teams have gotten worse and worse. In fact, yesterday when they posted, is it the Starlets list of players who had been invited? And to everyone listening, just go to your favorite sports journalist page on Twitter or on Facebook. Fent is an example. I am an example. And look at their reactions anytime a Black Starlets or Black Satellites list is put out. They are dominated by players from the FA President's football clubs, members of the Executive Council's football club. So you would find Randy Abe's Heart of Lions there. You would find Makado's Sempi. You would find, and Makado is the vice president of the GFA. You would essentially find anyone who matters to the GFA. You'll find their players there.
Are you suggesting that these players,
they are not called on merit?
They are not called on merit.
They are not called on merit. So you'll find the players coming from Nagod FC, Sempefi, the other club. So Vision FC. You find Dreams FC, you find Still Believe, and Golden Kicks. The problem that industry players have had is that, Kojo, when it comes to youth national team call-ups, players often are pulled from clubs that have street and industry integrity. What that means is that over time, those institutions, the value of the players they promote, they produce, have been proven to be true and stand the test of time. And so if any club, the buying clubs are looking for young players to pick, whether for immediate sporting success or economic success, which means players with high resale value, over time, it has been proven that players who come from those clubs meet these requirements. And so in the past, you'd realize that a lot of our players came from Kim Faisal, came from Liberty Professionals, came from Tema Youth. And until the Anas expose, I think Interlies and to some extent Dreams FC as well. But that establishment has been swept aside. Instead, you have found, and you see, the football business works such that the investors or the clubs who pay for these players, they would go to where there is a guarantee on return on investments. Because they paid top dollar for these players. But instead, we have replaced the clubs who served us so well with the people who funded our elections and the people who voted for us at the last Congress. So you find out that Golden Kicks, you'll find some. Look, there was a club in Ghana that in the month that the club was formed, they had their players, 3 players being called up into the Black Starlets and the Black Satellites.
How?
Yes, but it did happen.
Were they from other teams that they joined the club?
So beyond that issue, you have the mismanagement of the national teams.
Wait,
right?
Can you tell us who owns this team?
Let's go who owns the team. We'll get in trouble when we do that. Because in 2022, a member of the Executive Council, and we like him a lot, we call him Wofa, Nana Odro Safo. And for those who watched our coverage of the demonstration, he was one of the guys who was hooted at when the crowd saw him, because the things he said in the past, the things he's done are still fresh in the memories of people. But the association is so far removed from reality that they cannot read the room and anticipate that in a very hostile environment like the one we saw on Wednesday, sending the one man who has told people that I would rather watch Nollywood and telenovelas than watch the Ghana Premier League.
Good Lord.
Sending him there was a bad idea, but he did.
Okay.
But that's not even the focus of this. Odro Safo was the man in charge when the Black Maidens got banned. Why? We age cheated. And the shame of it was that it was in a match that Morocco beat us anyway. But they were so upset by the scale of what we did that they reported us to CAF. We got fined $100,000. And knowing our guilt, the FA could not, and decided not to challenge the CAF verdict. So we took it on. But 8 years before that, and like I told you, Kojo, we had a situation where the Black Starlets at that time also got sanctioned. We were banned for age cheating in an AFCON under-17 match versus Cameroon. That slot went to the Central African Republic. So you have a litany of all of these issues. You have the fact that they have not done anything about growing the local league. We are not calling players on merit for our national teams. The management of the game itself generally has been poor. But all of this is nurtured, not tolerated, nurtured and enhanced and supported by the government. Because if the government had a semblance of what proper sports administration was, the first thing they would have done after we got banned in 2022 was that the national team is a national asset. It is not a matter of the FA is a private entity, so they should do. The first thing would have been call the FA president, call the executive council, and demand answers, because the team that flew to Morocco went there with taxpayers' money. It is your national team. They are managing the team in trust, right? So when they fail, you need to get answers. When it is disgrace on that scale, because this was the second time in 8 years. Assuming that the first one happened under a different administration, but this was under your watch.
I don't know why that even matters.
They didn't do anything about it. But you see, where you get to see the full scale of the incompetence of the current government in terms of sports is their relationship with the sports ministry and how with the Ghana Football Association and how generally they've treated sports. A doctor called me 2 weeks ago in the wake of the whole anger after our AFCON elimination. I think the sports ministry had started making attempts to get the semblance of a state policy for sports. So they started talking to people. And from what he gleaned, there was not sufficient basis from the information he had been given to believe that this was well-intentioned and a long-term idea. And as far as he was concerned, he was not going to sign up for anything that was cosmetic and not functional. In that conversation, one of the things that came up was, before the AFCON, the Black Stars of Ghana had to train in Kumasi. Now, for electoral purposes, Kumasi is a very significant place to the NPP.
Yeah.
It is their stronghold. The Black Stars play the bulk of their matches in Kumasi. So if you have invested in your own stronghold, in sport infrastructure, a state-of-the-art, a modern one that fits purpose, meets the specifications as far as CAF and FIFA licensing regulations are concerned, if they come to Kumasi, they should not struggle to get a place, right, to train.
Yeah.
The Black Stars combed Kumasi and could not find a place to train.
How?
Eventually, it had to take one businessman, Dr. Kwamiche, to give his training facility to the Black Stars.
Imagine that.
Yes, but it is the same government who decides that we are going to approve an $8 million budget for one AFCON, when other governments are investing millions of the same dollars in constructing facilities that can house the national teams, not one national team. So Egypt have done it, Morocco have done it, right? And here's the thing: since 2004, Ghana has received tens of millions of dollars in subventions from FIFA. If you are interested in sports development, you take interest in the money the GFA is getting from that side and say, this is our plan. We feel that if you are able to support us to this extent, right? And that's why I'm saying this goes two ways, because at this AFCON, those who listen to AFCON today on Joy FM and on the Joy Prime channel heard me say a lot of things about Mauritania. And for the purpose of this conversation, Mauritania is not the United States of America.
Of course not.
In some respects, Mauritania is not even Ghana. Slavery is still not totally outlawed in Mauritania. But the same Mauritania have got a federation who used the same FIFA goal project and forward money over time to finish the National Olympic Stadium, because in 2015 they were on the verge of being thrown out of their country to play their international matches outside because they did not have a stadium. So they were forced to think, and they used those monies to complete the stadium. Beyond that, they've built a national medical center, a national technical center. They've used those monies to restructure their women's football, to structure the men's league, and invest some of that into. So if you go to Cape Verde, I think the other time before the AFCON, Gary gave us a wonderful analogy of what they have used theirs for. We have seen other federations who have invested their monies into technical centers, medical centers, verifiable, tangible capital sports projects. The FA doesn't do that. The ministry itself. And just to conclude, Kojo, I have a strong belief that the president is not interested in sports, and either does not have advisors who know what to do with sport in this country, or he doesn't listen to them. Because you cannot, could you explain how in the last 10 years we have had two, so the Brazil Commission of Inquiry, and then after the last AFCON, Parliament did their own inquiry. Both of them established, and this is not gossip or gesture or assumption, both of them established that there is an unholy alliance between the Ghana Football Association, the Sports Ministry, and the Ministry of Finance to rip this country off, in the sense that the budgets that are presented to them do not make sense. How is it that, could you tell me that you have a plan for sports, and yet sport continues to decay? And people love to throw about the fact that, we've constructed the most astroturfs, but there needs to be a meeting point between that infrastructure and what it does to the talent. The person training the talent, how that person came about, right? The qualification of that person, and what it is in the sports syllabus that they are even teaching the talent.
Right. Fent, I want to bring you in here because something that you said is really, a problem for me. Look at all the money that goes into football. What government puts into it, what the FA gets for it. The amount of money that is given to the Black Stars for each of these tournaments. Fent, what does the money get used for? Who gets it? Where does the money go? Do we have Fentu on the line?
Very
yeah,
easy question to answer. So basically, when they prepare the budget, a chunk of the budget goes into paying, and this is probably the easiest question I've ever answered, bonuses, per diems, and travel. That's it. Those three. And a lot of it is unaccounted for. So I'll give you an example. Now, we've gone to the AFCON, and we have paid each player $20,000 as appearance fee just for being called up to represent the country. And this money is paid even before they have kicked a ball. For Christ's sake, do you need to be paid that amount of money even before you have kicked the ball? Now, on top of that, we earmarked to pay each of them some $20,000 plus if they made it out of the group. That is for doing the bare minimum. So, what exactly is the reason you are going to the AFCON? To get knocked out in the group stages, why must we put a prize on making it out of the group, on doing the bare minimum? That's one. They go there, everything is taken care of, and they still pay them per diem every day. Now, apart from the players, every management member official is also entitled to these things. So one of the reasons, Kojo, they insist on these monies being paid even before the players have kicked the ball is because they are officials who benefit, who know fully well that we might not qualify. And so if they didn't tell the government to pay this money and we didn't qualify, they might not get their money. So if the players get paid, they get paid. So essentially, they tell the government, if you don't pay let's give the players the money before they even go to the AFCON. It will motivate them. But truly, the reason they are doing that is because the moment you agree to pay the players, you have to pay them too. Because the players don't tell the ministry to pay the money before they play. The officials do. And their only interest is because of what comes to them as well. So we're throwing money away in things that we shouldn't. Because listen, the over-monetization of the national team was what resulted in the chaos of the 2014 World Cup. And a commission of inquiry established that we should stop paying appearance fees, especially paying it in cash. But you're not going to believe this, that at the AFCON in Cameroon in 2022, January, the Parliamentary Select Committee sitting that Achu alluded to, they established that we paid each player in Cameroon $20,000, and wait for it, by cash. Again, even though the commission kicked against it and they completely made it illegal. Now, my disappointment is that the committee established this and there is no sanction for whoever took that decision, and their recommendation is let's not do it again. So this is where all the money is going. So we are paying bonuses we shouldn't be paying. We are paying appearance fees that we shouldn't be paying. That's the only reason, for example, Nigeria would go all the way to the AFCON final with a budget of less than $2 million. Zambia, same, they did better. Namibia, same thing, they did better. And yet, we had a whopping budget that we intended to spend. On what exactly? More than half of that money was going to go into paying bonuses. Now, we've spoken to the players. Not a single one of them goes into the AFCON hoping that the only benefit they want from this competition is to get paid money, is to get paid bonuses or appearance fees. Inaki Williams has not come to play for the national team from his base in Spain because he wants $20,000.
Precisely.
Another player, Andre Ayew, he's not going to the AFCON because he wants $20,000. You can't say that is the reason Jordan Ayew is going to the AFCON. So for the players themselves, these monetary motivations that we think would encourage them are not really the fundamental motivations that are needed. Because listen, if ahead of an AFCON, we actually sat down the players and said, the country is going through an economic turmoil. Things are hard right now. There is a $7 million prize money for winning the AFCON. Even for semi-finals, you get $4 million. If you get to the quarterfinals, you get $3 million. You go, we don't have any appearance fee, no bonuses for you. But if you get to a stage where we get some decent money, we will go into that money and give you some reward from it. I'm not against paying players or motivating them with finances. Absolutely not. But I'm saying that has to be pegged at a higher level other than doing the bare minimum, because that is just encouraging mediocrity. Because then now what we've established is that for 2 consecutive AFCONs, you can go to the competition, get kicked out in the group stages, and get $20,000. For any player who went to Cameroon and didn't win a game, and went to Cote d'Ivoire, didn't win a game, so he's walked away with $40,000 for going to the AFCON and not winning a single match. Why do we keep doing this? It goes back to what I said, because some officials who manage the national team also benefit from it, and that money means more to them than it does to the players. So no matter what, they will insist that money is paid.
Wow.
And that has to stop.
Well,
because clearly throwing money at players has never been seen to be a panacea for success. We've done it many times, and the results have been a colossal failure. There is no two ways about it. We experimented with it. It has not brought any positive outcome. Why would you keep doing it?
Well, this is clearly what pushed you guys onto the streets. Well, it's been a couple of days now since that demonstration. I mean, tell us, I'll start with you, Fento. I mean, tell us what the reaction has been and whether we are being inched in any way closer to a solution to this ridiculousness.
Well, as for a solution, obviously, we have established, and in the petition, all the things that need to be done. And all the things that need to be done are easy. From the problems, we find the solutions. So when we come to our national teams, for example, the template is there for us. The only reason our national teams have been successful, it has been because we have built our national team based on youth talent. And we are getting our youth development and our youth national teams development completely wrong. So we need to get back to the basics where we are allowing and selecting only the most talented players for our youth national teams, irrespective of which club they play for. Because that preferential treatment that we're now giving to players who play for certain clubs because of their affiliation to people at the FA, it has to stop. That is the reason, Joe, the national team that we have today, the Black Stars, they're just a bunch of players that we selected all around Europe and asked them to come together and play for the national team. At the AFCON, they're just under AFCON, only 5, in fact less than 5 players from the 27 players we took to the Cup of Nations have played together at youth level ever. So in other words, not any of those players, 90% of those players we took to the AFCON have never represented Ghana at youth level. And there's a reason for that. Because they are the most talented players that go on to do well at the big stage. Because they didn't have affiliations with people at the FA, they never got selected at youth level. And the ones that actually got selected were not the most talented, so they never made it to the top. And so now those that go to the top are the ones we never invested in as a country or as an FA. So when they come, their first loyalty is to themselves, is to their careers rather than the country. Now, just oppose that with what you saw with the Michael Essien. Michael Essien, Sule Muntari, like I said, all these players represented Ghana at under 17 level in 1999, at under 20 level 2001. Every single one of them that got a contract abroad have the national team to thank. So when they are called back to come and play, they see it as a service. We have the pyramid completely wrong now. All the players that we call to come and play for our national team right now, the country or the FA contributed absolutely nothing to their careers. So when they come, the loyalty is to themselves. And the template is there. The only way we can be successful and have a group of very dedicated players playing is to have them play at the youth level first. Because we've had 2 great generations of Black Stars players. The Essien generation, that came from our under 20 of 2001. And then you have the Andre Ayew, Jonathan Mensah, Abia, Samuel Income's generation. They came from the 2009 under 20. How is it possible that we now have a national team of 27 players and only 5 of them have ever played for Ghana at youth level? It makes absolutely no sense. So we need to get the youth football development right. Then you have the issue of infrastructure, which I don't want to go too much into because Atu has already mentioned it. Yeah. Credit to this government, they say that they built a lot of astroturfs. That is true. But those astroturfs that you're building, how much is it serving the community and how much is it contributing to the talent development? Because listen, you built over 100 astroturfs, and yet when the Black Stars were looking for a place to train in Ghana, to camp in Ghana, not a single one of them was good enough to host the Black Stars in Ghana. What does that tell you?
Work done zero.
So there is no attention to detail, no attention to quality. Because not a single one of them was good enough to host the Black Stars training session in this country. And yet there's over 100 of them. So what are you building? Most of them, to be honest, lack quality. Then you saw a recent video of one of them being blown with the turf being blown apart by winds. It cannot be. And then you look at the government saying that they have also built 10 youth resource centers. 10 youth resource centers with natural grass and a running track. The construction of which started in 2018. This government is almost ending its second term at the end of this year. And I tell you right now that only one of them has been commissioned. And even the one that has been commissioned has not been put to use yet. So you started the construction of 10 youth resource centers. It's been, 6 years in the making, and not a single one of them during that period has contributed anything to the talent identification or to addressing the infrastructure challenge, because none of them is in use as we speak. They're either not completed, or even when they have been commissioned, there's still so many outstanding issues that they've not been put to use. So in real essence, where is the infrastructure and how is it serving this country? So the government needs to take charge, and I agree with Achu on that, because we've been in bed with the FA for far too long. There's very little accountability. So
I'm going to wrap up this thing now before my high blood pressure comes. So Achu, listen, in a minute, if you get a phone call from the Minister of Youth and Sports, he says, Achu, you know what, I'm at my wit's end. Tell me, step one, what do I need to do to solve this problem? What will your advice be to him?
Cut the spending to the Black Stars significantly, and look at not just investing into the football development, but actual sports development. You are putting some infrastructure in place. Give it meaning by making that infrastructure accessible and connecting it to football development, like we've said. That can only happen if you improve the resource persons, here in case the trainers, the instructors who are teaching these kids, because at that level it is not the work of the GFA. The PE teachers are the universities, are the secondary schools and the basic schools. That has to come from government, right? That is what you need to do first. One thing that I think could be a game changer, to borrow Keto Kweku's words, is finding a way.
He's not using them.
Yes. Finding a way to actually functionalize the sports funding components of the sports bill. It is not questionable that up until now, over 90% of the sports budgets goes into compensations and salaries. What that basically means is that in the year, the sports ministry does not have money to do anything. Not to organize seminars, not to train people, nothing. So we basically have been running sports without a fund. All the ministry does is to pay salaries. If you want to have projects that move the needle and develop sports, you need money. But what that Kojo also goes to show you is that there is no plan for anything. If there is a plan, that plan will require money.
Indeed. True. And Fent, thank you both so much. Yeah, thank you. I mean, you've made it clear. You made it clear that there's no work being done, and yet people are enriching themselves on the back of a national passion that is yet to be fulfilled in decades. So we know what to do. Let's set about doing it. We're going to take a break. When we come back, even more on the Super Morning Show.
The race to the Jubilee House is beginning. Ghana is at a crossroads. It is time again for the people to choose, and the world is watching. So join Joy News as we launch our comprehensive coverage of the 2024 elections and the wide array of election programs carefully designed to empower you and an informed electorate. We will do this because in a nation where every vote counts, where every voice matters, there is one name you can trust for your election coverage. Joy News, your elections headquarters. From now till January 7, 2025, our seasoned journalists will bring you up-to-the-minute updates and biased analysis and the stories behind the headlines. Your election headquarters brings you the launch of Joy News 2024 election coverage. It's on Monday, February 19 from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. live on the Joy FM Super Morning Show, the AM show on the Joy News channel, and all our social media platforms. The election headquarters, an informed electorate. Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
It's Friday!
Friday and the weekend beckons. And so as the show comes to an end, we hope you've enjoyed it. We hope
Kojo, people have enjoyed. I mean, our listeners have enjoyed the show. Lots of messages on the Black Stars and even on your dancing prowess. I didn't know that you used to dance with Sicho, but one of our listeners, has told us.
So Sicho was my formation dance partner.
If you ever thought that I was telling lies, that's the evidence. Sicho, dancing with Kojo Yankson. Barracuda.
Get away. All right, our love is in the air, and Prudential Bank has got something special for you this February. Get ready to card the love. Imagine winning an unforgettable weekend stay for two at a luxurious hotel or an exceptional dining experience at a plush restaurant. Prudential Bank has partnered with the African Regent Hotel and Accra City Hotel, Vilandro Residence, and Portbelly Shack to give you a truly magical experience. Here's how you can be part of this Prudential Bank love-filled extravaganza. Simply make a minimum of 5 online or in-store transactions using any Prudential Bank debit or prepaid card. And you're on your way to creating an unforgettable memory with your special someone. So don't miss out on this opportunity to card the love this month with Prudential Bank. Swipe, tap, love, and win. Prudential Bank, truly dependable.
And Safari Valley Eco Park introduces the Safari Wildlife Experience by creating an environment that fosters the harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife such as zebra, sable antelope, llama, wallaby, fallow deer, Patagonian mara, and many others, where everyone can come and experience these majestic creatures at a starting price of 250 Ghana cedis, and is free for children up to 6 years. It's only an hour's drive from Accra. It opens from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Visit Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family today for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, visit safarivalleyresort.com or check out the Safari Valley on Instagram or call 0596 914 394.
Now listen, Champion Carbolic Soap, probably known as Guardian Soap, is now 4 Ghana cedis for 1 bar. Unilever Ghana's Champion Carbolic Soap is and has always been your skin's guardian against germs that cause most skin diseases. No need to wait. Grab your Champion Carbolic Soap now at only 4 Ghana cedis. It's widely available at all major retail shops and local convenience stores near you. Champion Carbolic, Guardian Dadanwa.
And unwrap the ultimate Valentine's surprise. The Peugeot 3008.
3008.
Yes. SUV. Love at first drive. This February, buy a Peugeot 3008 SUV from Silver Star Auto, and you could be on your way to Dubai with your partner. How about that? This promo is valid until the 29th of February 2024. Kojo doesn't qualify. Visit our Facebook and Instagram pages to book for details. Terms and conditions apply. Silver Star Auto, your trusted partner.
All right, don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com today, okay? Just go there, check out the great stuff they've got in store. You can pay for anything you like via Momo, and they'll deliver to your home or office. If you're in Accra or Tema, you get free delivery. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So get closer to nature this Valentine and celebrate your love at Aqua Safari Resort. It could be you and your loved one seated with candles lit, champagne in ice bucket, and waiters at your beckoning with a thrilling view of nature as a backdrop. Just picture that for a minute. Now, your possibilities of experiences are endless at Aqua Safari Resort. Our package includes dinner for 2 on the island, fresh coconut and juices upon arrival to the island, musical performance by Aura Sax and Carving the Violinist, dinner on the island with sparkling wine, red velvet room set up for the night, and breakfast the next morning. So this package is valid
red velvet, no?
Is valid from 14th to the 17th. So that's like tomorrow is the last day. Aqua Safari is also giving you an amazing 15% off all room bookings from the 12th to the 18th of February. For bookings and inquiries, call 0540-110193 or 0540-110195. Terms and conditions apply.
All right. Well, listen, guys, what a day. What a week. What a show. And as we go into the weekend, I really hope you take some time to rest, relax, recharge, and let's get back together on Monday morning. Do it all over again for God and country. Until then, stay with joy. On behalf of the team, I say thank you for choosing us. As for us, we choose you every single day of the week and on weekends. My name is Kojo Yankson. I'm the morning man.
A.K.A. Barracuda. And I am Winston Amwa.